Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. Let me just double check a few things real quick, like. Don't mind me. Closing out some windows I don't need. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Yep, alright. A 1-2, a 1-2-3-4. Uh-huh. I declare a thumb war, he said to no one at all. Crazy. Okay. Like that. That looks good. That looks good. Alright. Just yep, yep, yep. Okay. Well, in that case, I think I'm just gonna get right to it. Pretty low energy today, so we're just kind of gonna do whatever and go from there. Yeah, not really much of a plan tonight, but you know, I figured, hey, I'll at least do something to pass the time, you know, since I don't really got anything else I'm doing tonight, which is great. Oh boy, what is this telling me? Okay, what is this? Now, how do you want me to resolve that? Beats me, I guess. I don't know, I swear, I feel like they changed how things operate here. I don't know, I never used to have these levels of difficulties. Maybe that's just me being bad, though. Probably, but what can you do, right? I wonder. Let's see if I can't do this. I'm still, you know, we still have to wait for Q to pop anyway, so I can kind of just afford to be a little slow right now at the start. Come on. There's my window. Need my window up. Thank you. Come on. Yay, I swear. Technology, man, you love it until you hate it. Okay, fine. I'll do it this way then. Why not? View this. Oh, that's why that's doing that. Okay. Silly little things there. Okay, well, let's get rid of that then. See, it's a whole bunch of just figuring things out. We just play it by ear. Just play by ear and hope it works out. Because it usually does, Nint. He says, with full confidence. Turn that off. There we go. That should help. I don't know why I had that on. I don't usually do that. Weird. Weird, weird, weird. Okay, now, are we good now, please? Come on. Stop doing the thing. Well, whatever. Okay, well, we are position number 1 on the queue. What am I gonna do with that information? No idea. See, that's the problem with just doing these sorts of things. You just kind of gotta wait your turn, and I suppose I could accelerate the process by playing tank, but, you know, I don't have my tanks actually geared. My paladin is the only one max level, and he's 705, which, yeah, that's from a while ago. I've really been neglecting playtime, honestly. Not for any, like, specific reason or anything, but, oh, finally. You know how it goes just, though, sometimes. Sometimes it does just end up being that way. Okay. Enough being alt-tabbed, I guess. Hopefully. Come on. Who's a sing? Who's a sing? Thank you. Alright, what do we queue into? Oh, Suzaku. Cool. Haven't done this one in quite a while. Let's see. Alright, I get to do DDR. Hooray! Haven't done that in a hot minute. Got a first timer? I think we got a first timer. We're all still sitting in the cutscene circle, so that would make sense. Well, thankfully this is a pretty easy one to just get the day started with. I say started with, it's, you know, you can see by the time quite late in the evening for me already. I swear, man, I gotta get to bed once this is all done. I am exhausted. Okay, well, we'll just start out with the usual opening. Come on. Don't fail me down, latency. See, that's a joke because the latency will actually always let me down. You know, if you're gonna ask me what she's talking about, don't worry about it. That is some lore and context that doesn't really matter. All you need to know is we gotta go defeat these ads real quick, like. Preferably all kind of in the same spot, kind of. Hopefully that was fine enough. I mean, it's a normal mode trial, so really I'm not actually worried. But, I mean, that's not to say I haven't, you know, been defeated to this sort of stuff before. So we gotta take this plume out, because that's where they all landed on. Except for that one back there. Which is great, you know, because it's right in the middle of two of them. Oh, did those guys get hit by that as well? They must have been just in range of it. Okay, we'll definitely drag them to the middle this time. As you can see, we are being targeted by this thing, so no matter what, I cannot actually have it stop hitting me. So if you're blaming the tank, tank can only do so much. Also, wow, that was a big, big hit. Okay, well, hopefully those things don't matter. Now we just get to chill and do easy little stepping. This is honestly just kind of a nice little break on getting your circle. Thank you, thank you. All you gotta do, face the direction. It's really weird because the way I'm doing this is I'm actually holding forward on my mouse, but I'm holding back on my keyboard. So that all that ends up happening is I can just kind of spin in place like this. It's really kind of funny. Makes it really easy to keep track of where I need to go. Also very hard to actually fail this part, thankfully. Of course, I thought even on the higher difficulties, this part specifically wasn't like that bad. But I don't know, maybe that's just me. I personally think the arrows are quite generous in what counts as facing their direction, but you know, again, maybe that's just me. I mean, I still stand by the fact that I think they give you plenty of time to do it, too, there. And we get some damage ups for our effort, ain't that nice? And everyone got 7 damage ups. 0 meter build, so that means we just did it perfectly. Great job, group. And now, to try not to fall down the hole in the center, because knowing me, that is exactly the sort of thing I would do. And totally haven't done numerous times in the past. No, that would be crazy to think that. Why would you even think that? How dare you think that I would fall down a hole in the center of the arena? It's almost like that would be too accurate of an accusation. Well, not that I would know anything about that. Oh. Yeah, gotta watch those knockbacks. That is the last thing we want to deal with, is getting blown off the arena. You know, I have that skill as a blue mage. It's actually kind of nice. Lets you do stuff while you're recovering from Moon Flute. Highly recommend it. And we'll just dodge right out of the way of that. Thank you very much. Not today, Miss Bird. Not today. Yeah. I don't know, it kind of feels good to be doing some Stormblood stuff again. Stormblood I really didn't think was that bad, honestly. Maybe that's just me being a contrarian, but, you know, I kind of enjoyed it. I thought it had a lot of really cool fights. Story could have been lacking at some parts, sure, but certainly not the worst we've experienced in this game. Not even by a country mile anymore. Oh, if you know, you know. But we're not going to hark on that too much unless it's relevant to something, which, you know, odds of that happening pretty slim, but we'll see. And we'll just back right the heck out of that. Not today, Suzaku, not today. Oh, that bird is so slow on normal mode. Golly. I say that as if I'm like an expert on extremes. I'm really not, but I've done a few. I just never really have time to go progging in Party Finder, you know? Why did I do that? That wasn't intentional. I hit the wrong button. Oh well. We just adjust. Not that it really matters. I'm still doing pretty good DPS, I would assume anyway, so all is good. Oh, I should probably queue up for what's his name tonight too, so I can get my little sword thing. I'm really behind on doing current stuff. Yeah, for like the tome weapon. Very behind on that. Now let's do a little spreadage here. And surely one of you guys will get the tower. Yes, thank you. Phantom Flurry, do not stand in front of her unless you are the tank. I don't know why I'm talking to them as though they can hear me. They most definitely cannot. That's fine though. This group honestly seems pretty good, so that's nice. Keeps things easy, which I do appreciate. Because sometimes, I swear, there's nothing worse than just queuing up for roulettes and just getting a group that doesn't want to participate, and it's just like, But no, DPS seems pretty good here, thankfully. Let's see, we'll just do another little overheat combo. I do wish I had some of my higher level abilities, not gonna lie. I mean, level 70 is, you know, a little restricting, but could be worse. Could have been a level 50 trial. Those are always so fun. Okay, that's more like it. Okay, which way are you going, bird? That way. I should not be standing on that one then. I can cross over to it though as soon as it goes off. Pretty generous there. I suppose we can do an overheat on that. That. Oh yeah. Little bit of that. Oh yeah, so over. Yeah, at this point I think he's gonna be, yep. There's the limit break, so yeah. Good fight, good fight. All around, not difficult in this slight toss, which is just what we like to see for these sorts of things. Good job, people. You did good. Well, that's one down pretty easily. Not bad. Okay, well, we'll just queue up for something else then. Let's do normal raids and hope that we queue into Lindworm, incidentally. Not expecting that, of course, but it could happen, maybe, if I'm lucky. And yes, I have not done the Valention's event, as you can see. I might do it, maybe. I don't know, we'll see. I kind of get pretty lazy about doing these seasonal ones nowadays, which, I mean, you know, it takes all of 20 minutes. That's a lot of time for a busy guy. Yeah. Is anyone gonna buy that excuse? No? Okay. Looks fine to me. I don't know what this thing's talking about. We'll just ignore that. When in doubt, just ignore things. I find that usually works quite a bit better. Just ignore things if they don't look like they're going right. Suppose I can check this really quick as well, since, you know, like I said, I get to just Alt-Tab while waiting for Q to pop. It is very nice. Very nice. Let's see, how's this looking? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There we are. Looks good to me. I love it. Fantastico. Really set the music settings, huh? Let's see. System, sound. Play sounds when music is not, when window is not active. I usually keep the BGM one not active, but I mean, doesn't really matter, I guess. I mean, all you're missing out is on this Valention's music, which, I mean, is not bad, but I don't think you're missing out on anything by not hearing that. So, I'll probably just leave that setting alone then. Knowing my luck, I would forget to change it, of course. Well, like, as you can see right now, I don't think you're missing out on anything by not hearing anything, except for the dulcet tones of my voice. You're welcome, by the way. Yeah. Yeah, I swear, computer's been just all sorts of fun today. Just like, oh, why are you so slow? Could be better. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still saving up for a new one. Well, I mean, saving up is not really the words. I do have the money for a new one, but, you know, you gotta just shop around. You gotta see what looks good, you know, what isn't good. You gotta see, is it gonna be cheaper later, more expensive later? It's a whole thing, so I'm just, you know, waiting to buy a new one until the time is right, which is to say, I can't wait to buy a new computer because my current one is not very good. Oh well. One day, one day. Okay, well, let's see. Is there anything to do in the meantime? I mean, really, this is just glorified chatting at this point. I mean, I guess I can just do the Valention's. I don't really care about the story of it, to be honest. I think I remember right, I already saw someone do it, so I'm probably just gonna do the unthinkable and skip cutscene here. Oh, I know, the shame of it all, the shame of it all. But I already watched someone do it earlier, so yeah, you're not missing a whole lot. It's just something for me to, speak. And there it is. There's our normal raid pop. Heck yeah! Alright, come on, do the thing. Mr. or Mrs. Healer, will you please click the ready button? I would very much appreciate that. Thank you very much. Alright, please be Lindworm. It is Brute Bomber. That is fine. This is a fun enough fight. You cannot see it, but I did type 0 or O and then /. That is the standard greeting, of course. Always give an O/. What can I say? I keep it simple. I remember when this fight was current. I died a lot. At first. I'm probably gonna die again since it's been so long, but oh well. Definitely probably my least favorite of the 4 fights that tier, but no, I just thought Arcadian was pretty good in general, so I'm not complaining. Though I really would have liked Lindworm, because now I'm gonna have to queue into him separately since I still actually haven't done that this week, so. And how are my tomes looking? Pretty bad. Alright, you can tell I did not log in before today this week, which, yeah, that's becoming a pretty regular occurrence, so. Don't know. One of those things. Alright, let's go beat him up. Oh, nice portraits, though. I swear, I gotta up my portrait game. I just never do it quite as good as other people. But that's fine. I'm surprised we actually got a countdown, too. That does not happen very often on normals. Well, I guess I can do my actual full opener now. That's kind of nice. Don't really get to do that. Sub-level 100 now. See, we pop those, we do that. We can hit our Automata Queen, Full Metal Field, couple more OGCDs with another drill. Oh yeah, and there's the opener. Now we have to just kind of wait around until the next burst window. Hey, what's up? Hey, not much. Not much. We're just chilling. After a long day of doing a whole bunch of too much around the house, you know. Like it was my day off from work, but let me tell you, it did not feel like much of a day off, as they usually don't, unfortunately, but it is what it is, you know. We just roll with it. Okay, so now we're gonna stand on this side. I don't think he's doing the doubles quite yet. No. Okay, well we can at least pop out another automaton. Queen! Yeah, I mean, really, what more is there to say about Brute Bomber? I don't know. Mechanically, he's really not all that complicated. At least, I thought as much anyway. I suppose these towers were kind of neat. I know on Savage, it's a way more involved little fight. I can see your chats if you're about to commission me something, though. Hoo-hoo. Be careful. I mean, literally, they're on screen. You can see that I can see them. Oh well. Anyway, where was I? I actually don't know where I was. See, that's the happy. You get like a little squirrel thought in your head, and then it just goes away. Just completely. Okay. Get some long fuse, and then we just move into where they blew up. Perfection! And now I think we're gonna get the double lariats out here. Shortly, right? No? Golly. Oh, right, he hasn't drank his little thing yet. Man, I'm not used to the DPS being this good. Last time I did this fight, I think, was when it was, like, current. So, you know, we actually had to take a little longer to beat him up. Okay, surely he's gonna go a little harder now, right? There it is, yep. So now we just get a whole, like, what, 15, 20 seconds of just free damage where he does nothing. Super free. Super free. You know, I still say it was a missed opportunity for him knocking the ref here. That could have easily been a damaging attack. Like, ugh, missed opportunity of the century, I tell ya. But what can you do? Alright. Wow. He does not have very much HP now that eye level has gotten better, does he? Wow. There's not too much left of this fight now. Okay, so yeah, now we have to do the crossover. There it is. Well, I guess someone got hit. That's fine. I guess we can mitigate that. Not that I think we really need to, since our healers are pretty on top of things today. Which is nice, but you know. Might as well make their job a little easier. Doped. That is a hell of a name for a buff effect. Okay, well, we're at that awkward point where I think I'm gonna do 80 power on the battery charge, just because I got so many things coming off at the same time, and it keeps the combo rolling just a bit longer. Okay, we'll do that. And now he's just gonna do his little spinny spins, which, you know, really aren't that threatening. I mean, maybe that's because I'm playing, you know, Fizz ranged, the least involved, what, I don't know what you would call that, like, type of class, some people would say. I don't know. I just like Fizz ranged. I can just kind of move about however I want. It's great. And I don't have any positionals. It's fantastic. I guess I could play caster too, and I do have some casters, you know, leveled, but I don't know. Well, the only one I have with gear leveled is, you know, Fizz range, I guess I should say, but certainly don't mind playing, like, you know, caster or tank or, well, I'm not really a big healer or melee DPS, but the other, yeah, I just play a few things, I guess. Maybe I'll switch it up when we do some other things. Maybe. That's a big maybe. Because again, eye level, it's a bit of a delicate balance. Because it's like, well, do I want to play something else to shake it up? Or do I want to keep with what I got? Because the eye level's the best. Therefore, it'll go the fastest. I don't know. Delicate balancing act. Maybe for Alliance Raid, I could go as something else. Let's see. Alliance Raid. Is that the next one I'll do? They need a healer. I don't know if I really have any healers I'd want to play for that. Dare I do leveling roulette? Oh gosh, I haven't tanked in a hot minute, as you can see by getting job gauge descriptions again. Yeah, sure, why not? We'll do a leveling roulette. What's the worst that could happen? Things go horribly wrong. Yeah, still only level 90 on Gunbreaker, as you can see, so won't be getting anything too current, unfortunately, but that's probably for the best. Oh, it's an instance? Yeah, I probably can't do that, that's right. I always forget. Yeah, because we can't do that while waiting for Q is the problem. Alright, and I won't forget to turn on Tank Stance this time. Ooh, Vanaspati. I think I've done this dungeon maybe 3 times ever. Oh, Rough Divide got removed. What the hell? Well, that's awkward. Alright, well, nothing for it. We just do a little tankage here and there. Gosh, it's been a hot minute though. Suppose I'll get a regen going, make the healer's life a little less miserable. You can tell it has been way too long since I've tanked. I do kind of miss it though. Tanking is really just like kind of one of my more preferred choices, if that makes sense. All right, let's just keep those guys up like that. We can sprint a little forward too. Why not? Do I have Tank Stance on, right? I do. Okay, cool. Just another little bit of regeneration. Okay. And now we just chillax. It's all sorts of good. Am I clicking my buttons? Perhaps a bit too much, maybe. Yes. That's fine. Little low kick action just to interrupt that. Why not? Why not? Oh, I probably should have actually studied up on these skills, huh? This is what you get for being rusty. Too much rust. It's okay. Heart of Conundrum is honestly a very good skill that I have basically made no worries mode, if that makes sense. As long as the healer can keep up healing, we're fine. I should check the skill list though to see if they replaced Rough Divide with anything, because like, that's a little rough. No pun intended, not having my damaging gap closer. Alright, Terminus Snatcher. Let's go. See, I think that's probably just a raid wide. Not gonna really worry about that. No, of course not. Get some passive healing going. Mouth off. I remember how this one works. You gotta look for the mouth on the floor that isn't being a chatterbox. Like this one. Oh. Ideally without. standing in the thing too. Okay, that's a tank buster, so let's just nebula that. No. Okay, well, we got another one over here. Especially since he's doing his left attack. Yeah. Easy as pie. Oh, right. That's how that works now. Crazy. I still think it's probably better to have him laid out. Uh-huh. Well, if only my mods weren't asleep. Come on. Oh, okay, I guess we're going in that direction. This is what I get for being distracted. Little rampart action. I'll have that deleted in a moment, don't worry. Well, I say a moment, who knows when I'll actually have a chance to, since I'm in the middle of dungeon right now, but oh well. This is our free little safety spot. There we go. I can still find time. Yep, there it was. We get some loot going. Man, I remember when I first got to this part in the game, that was some intense stuff. Like, if you played, you know how just insane this part of the game was. Like, not believe they went and did that sort of stuff insane. Oh, a little roadie block, of course. Always a little roadie block. Well, we'll just get him with a few faded circles then. That's actually a pretty decent regen potency. Man, it's been a while since I played Gunbreaker. I mean, obviously, since it hasn't been leveled at all since Endwalker, you know. Kind of would make sense that it's a little out of date. I mean, still got the relic, though. It's kind of cool. Of course, I got literally every relic from Endwalker because the Endwalker relics were literally just tomes, and I wasn't really playing anything else at the time, so it was like, oh, of course, I would love to just grind tomes for, well, an undefined length of time. Why wouldn't I? And thus, all of the Endwalker tome weapons were mine with very, very little difficulty. As I'm sure they were for pretty much anyone who was actually just playing casually at the time, even. Oh well. They look cool at least, you know. So that's something. Okay, I think these guys are almost dead. There we go. Sprint. Ooh, more treasure, please. Please. Thank you. I really suspect that my dash was probably replaced with another dash, and that I should go and check on that, but oh well. A little bit of this. And we can just greed on everything. Well, I guess need. Listen, if anybody else actually wanted this gear, I'm sure they would say as much. I don't think anyone's really out there clamoring for the Palaka set. Or maybe they are. I guess I don't know. I don't really know what it looks like off the top of my head. Maybe it's a really cool set. I can check later, I guess, but I don't know. It's not one I've really ever heard people talking about much, per se. Okay. Okay, that should be our little fire water boss now. What's his name? Terminus Wrecker. Easy one. Easy. Give him the old one to buckle my shoe. Yeah, always just starts with a raid wide, because of course they do. After all, that's what bosses in this game do. They just start with a raid wide. We might as well just hit him with the other stuff too. So Aether Siphon. Because we don't want to get knocked into those bubbles yet, I believe. We're gonna save that for later here. Total wreck, that's fine. We'll just nebula that. Unholy water, that's probably what we're waiting on, right? Yeah, these things, because he's probably gonna do a fire attack, right? Yep. So we'll get in the bubble closer to when that's about to go off. Give us a little more time to eke out some combos. That didn't count? Are you serious? I blame the netcode on that one. That looked pretty good on my screen. But that's kind of how it always goes, huh? Looks good on my screen and then, oops, all AoEs. That's fine though. So it's gonna be water, that's just more knockback. Thankfully knockback. Very easy to deal with. Heck, we can even just arm's length that, why not? Arm's length. Arm's length. You know, the thing that makes it so you don't get knocked back. Back up. And boss really at this point doesn't have much left for mechanics. We'll just drop another Heart of Corundum, I guess. There we go, easy as pie. I'm gonna get so much gear that I can turn in for company seals. I mean, that's really all I do with it. Because my jobs are definitely leveled past the quality of this gear anyway, so I don't really have any need to keep it. So it's all just gonna get recycled for, well, let's see, probably ventures maybe, or maybe like those, you know, dark matters or some other such things of such things. All right, well, we actually looks like we have to wait at this section. Because the bridge is out, that's why. Trying to get a good view of this that isn't just tree in my face. I'm just gonna look away from that. There we go. Looks like everyone figured that too. And we'll just open the coffer. More things. I love getting things, even if they're things I don't need. And we'll just move to that treasure chest because I want the thingy. I'm greedy. Greedy little treasure chest hunter, what can you say? And another one. Oh, well, that was the wrong button. Listen, 4, 5, they sometimes stick together. What can I say? Nope, do not target that person. There we go. That's more like it. Suppose we can do a little camouflage, make the healer's job a little easier. Oh, Heart of Corundum, even better. You see, because the less time the healer has to spend healing me, the more time they can spend, well, dealing damage, unless things go faster. A win-win for everyone. Alright, Svarbhanu, blah, 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 whatever his name is. I swear, the first time I did this guy, I actually legit did not know, like, his mechanics. Oh, my mouse did the thing again. Alright, we're clicking. Yeah, there's this thing with my mouse where sometimes, and I don't know why, it just refuses to work for a little bit. I use a MMO mouse for context, and sometimes it really just doesn't cooperate. So let's get off red. We want to be on blue. Yeah, that was the attack I specifically couldn't figure out day one, because I don't know why, but I just could not see that there was a thing on my screen. I was like, how are you supposed to know if it's red or blue? Well, the thing on the screen kind of highlights to you like that. It's like blue. And yeah, my mouse, I'm definitely gonna have to, after this one, go and fix that, because I can't hit my 1 on my second bar now, and, you know, it kind of matters. I also can't even hit my third bar at all. I really don't know why this happens. Like, and it really only happens when I play FF2. It's the weirdest thing. I just haven't figured it out. Okay, well, I think he's going to become intargetable here soon, because we just want to get away from the blue ones, which is fine. That is easy to do. Yep, there he is. He's moving out. Crumbling sky. Yep, untargetable. I figured it was happening soon, which is great, because I was just about to burst him too. Alright, keep your eyes peeled. This looks like a good column to stand in. Oh, and I guess there's little puddles on the floor too. How lovely. Oh, all the way over. Okay. Good enough position. I don't think he really needs to be centered, since he'll just do it on his own. They do love doing that, you see. That being said, I'm pretty sure we did just legit have seen everything he does at this point. We want to stay away from the blue. Means we're gonna have to angle ourselves pretty tight on the red there. But that's fine. Works out pretty easily. Nebula. Can't touch what you can't hit. Yeah, 14k, that's nothing. Absolute weak sauce damage. It's a dungeon boss. Their tank busters are really more like tank tickles, let's be fair. For the most part. This dungeon definitely, for sure. Oh, that was a pretty good dungeon. I will definitely read everything. And hopefully, while I'm queuing for the next thing, I can fix my mouse. Let's see, it looks like I won't be able to do Valentiones, which is fine. I can do that later. No real rush. Alley Raid. I guess we could do Alley Raid. Maybe I'll just queue as Bard for Alley Raid. Why not? My Bard's not quite as good as my machinist, but, you know, it's fine. Okay, so where was that? I always forget how to find this thing. Logitech mouse, I believe if I type that, maybe. Yeah, because it's so weird. I have to bring up a window, then it links me to a site that just doesn't work. And after that, I have to go actually fiddle around with my mouse. The mouse itself is great. It's just, for some reason, and I still don't know why this is the case, every now and then, when I play FF14, it just doesn't work. It baffles me. Like, the fact that I have to do this multiple times. Well, usually only once while playing FF, but almost every time I play FF, I have to go fix the mouse. Let's see, that definitely did not fix it. Do not want caps lock on? Okay, come on. Do the thing. Come on, a little clicky click action. Come on. You know it to be true in your heart of hearts. A little editing. Come on. Please. And it's specifically the weirdest thing is 1. Like, as you can see. Oh, I guess now it doesn't want to do. Yeah. Ain't that just weird? Right now, I'm doing that when I want to be hitting the one above that. Of course, I can't even use 1 period. It is so weird. Yeah, if anybody uses one of these MMO mice, genuinely, I would love to know what the heck causes this. 'Cause I am just so confused every time it happens. Okay, let's see. Usually it's fixed by now, though, is the weird thing. Come on. What is that? Uh-oh, we got a Q pop. Well, I hope it works now. Well, might be clicking some abilities today. That's fine. I can click. Besides, let's be real, we're probably just gonna queue into Labyrinth of the Ancients anyway. So it's not even gonna matter how good my clicking or not clicking is, because that's just how Alliance Raid goes, right? That's a bit too pessimistic, though. I believe we'll get something cool today. I don't know, maybe like a Near Raid, or maybe like, you know, one of the Void Arc type raids, you know, Sky Pirates. Heck, I would even settle for like Red Arana Lighthouse, you know? Just, you know what, I would even take World of Darkness at this point, just not Labyrinth of the Ancients, and someone left anyway. Alright, cool. Come on. What is it going to be? Alright, please not Labyrinth of the Ancients. Oh, Euphrosyne, okay. It's been a while since I've been in this one. Oh, and we have some people who it's their first time in chat. Okay. This was a fun one, I remember when it came out. I like this one a lot, actually. Dahlia, I'm not a huge fan of, but Euphrosyne and Nagalia I thought were pretty good. I just think the last raid in the Myths of the Realm set wasn't very good, and I still think that, but... Nah, Euphrosyne? Heck yeah, we can do Euphrosyne. And I get to do it as Bard. Oh, what a joyous time. I am a little rusty on Bard. I think the last time I played Bard was when... I think it was Pilgrim's Traverse came out. I was doing that with Lamp and Hyro. I believe that's what we were doing, yeah, because I have Ultra Potions on my hotbar, yeah. Not sure when else I would really have those unless I was doing Deep Dungeon, but... Oh, when was that? Golly, I feel like that was months ago at this point. Well, Bard is thankfully a very simple class, so even if I do very bad DPS, it's not going to matter because I will make everyone else's DPS better by just existing.
Prove to me life's resolve.
Alright, let's get started then. Just pop everything, of course. And now we just hit our one button over and over again. And eventually we can do other things. Okay, what was it? Was it... I think pink was get out, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. That means green is get in. I may be rusty, but I'm not that rusty, you know? I mean, really, this mechanic doesn't become complicated until she starts, you know, force marching you, but that's not for a little bit more into the fight. Alright, let's get some Mage's Ballad going. That means we're just gonna get a lot more Bloodletter procs. Okay, well, this is a very easy little crisscross. Oh, right, my dots fell off. This is what happens when you just don't pay attention to your dots. I mean, really, no other class has dots that matter quite as much like bards do. I wish there was a dots class, though, man. Like, I played Affliction Warlock back in the day when I played WoW, and it's like, there's just nothing that really scratches that itch, you know? So Square Enix, if you're listening, I would very much like a dots class in the next expansion. Please. More dots, as the kids say. The kids that are totally still rating Onyxia in 2026. I'm sure there's some out there. Maybe. I say kids, but let's be real, nobody under the age of 20 plays an MMO. Oh, golly. Okay, looks like we'll burst window then. Buff everyone up. And this is the part where we just color match. Not much to it. It's kind of like a little Simon Says type thing. So you stand in the blue one, and you stand in the yellow one, and then, you guessed it, you stand in the blue one again. It is a very, very simple and straightforward procedure. She is already down to 20% health. Wow. I think I've been blessed. No, I'm not doing that. You've tried that on me before. I'm still not doing that. Where was I? I don't remember. Oh yeah, good DPS on the group today. Again, maybe it's because I'm playing on Aether for once, because usually I play on Primal, but I've just been on Aether lately because, you know, faster queue times. I know I'm being part of the problem, but that's Square's fault, not mine. But yeah, no, I feel like I'm genuinely in a pretty good group here, which is great too, because we have a few first-time people as well. Like, yeah, we don't even have to deal with this mechanic, because she's already just going to be out of HP here, which is great, because I don't want to deal with that mechanic. Wow, that is some good DPS on this group. Usually we at least still have to do that one, unless it's been a really long time since I've done this raid, which I guess it could be. I don't actually really remember the last time I've been in Euphrosyne. I think the last, like, 6 times I've queued for Alliance raid, I think they were all Labyrinth of the Ancients, which, you know, everyone has so many nice things to say about that nowadays, but I'm just glad it's Euphrosyne. Okay, well, we gotta deal with some ads here real quick. So. Just a little breather, so to speak. Just get some basic little AoE combos going. Not much to see here, thankfully. Well, I guess I can get my quotas built up for the next encounter at least. Yeah, because I can probably do both mages and armies in the next one. Yes, I know, you've tried that on me many times. I'm still not going to. So, little peloton, get everyone moving up a little faster. Alright, armies pay on, why not? It's the least useful one, so we'll just use it on this trio of trash. I mean, I say least useful, but, you know, it is still somewhat of a DPS increase. I mean, 2-second GCD is pretty nice. Okay, let's get our Euphrosyne Behemoth out. Get a Mage's Ballad too, come on. There we go. Okay, so now we should have all 3 codas, yes. That means we can just start the next fight with a bunch of DPS. I swear these people in Alliance Raid chat, there's just this one guy who's being like, oh, I don't like the Euphrosyne Raid, and everyone else being like, bruh, this one's great. It's not Crystal Tower. Which, that's the opinion I have right now. At least it's not Crystal Tower. I mean, I would rather it be Crystal, or well, I guess Searcrest Tower, the second one, instead of Labyrinth. As long as it's not Labyrinth is, I guess, at the end of the day, my stance. I swear, man. I always get Labyrinth and it just drains me.
It seems my sister shall be joined.
Alright, one of the rare duo fights in the game. Yes, I'm sure that you're very proud of that feat, but my answer remains the same as it has for the last, I don't know, year you've been asking. Which, I'll be honest, I appreciate the dedication at the very least. Anyway, we're getting Pyretic here, so do not do anything once that goes off. There we go. And since there's 2 targets, I can keep my dots on both of them. A little extra damage. Oh my gosh, I haven't been playing my song this whole time. Failure as a bard. Okay, is it Pyretic again? I think it is. Of course it's Pyretic, but it's gonna wear off like very quickly. So we just hold off on doing anything, and that includes basic auto attacks too, is the big thing. 15 months and 25 days. I mean, really, but who's counting, right? Who's counting? Again, that is some dedication. Although I really have to wonder what the fascination is. Is it just like a power play? Like, is it just one of those, like, just because I can sort of things? I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't do that sort of thing too, but at a certain point, you just gotta be like, oh, that's unusual. Now we have to stand in the little purple goop. Refresh it on her. And again, because the mouse is being so uncooperative, I actually have to be clicking abilities, which I never like doing that, but when the mouse just decides to stop behaving, sometimes you just kinda have to. Again, I have not figured out why. No reason? Okay, well. I mean, hey, everyone has their thing. Where did she go? There she is. Refresh that debuff. Wow, I swear, can we actually take down Outflick really quick? That would be amazing. Yes. Wow, we're gonna skip quite a lot of mechanically now. 40% on Nymea with Outflick down is actually kind of insane. It must have been a really long time since I've done these fights, because I do not remember the scaling being that, like, off on their DPS. I have played Skyrim many times, just not on stream. It's a good game, don't get me wrong, but I don't know really what left there is to... Oh, come on, giving me Pyretic again. Gosh darn it. I don't know, it's just... Is Skyrim really that interesting anymore? Like, it's like a 15-year-old game at this point. Surely everyone has seen all there is to see on that, right? They keep the Pyretic off. There we go. Not that I'm, you know, the type to be like, oh, a game's too old, you know, whatever, but like, Skyrim. Like, everyone and their mother has done Skyrim, you know? I just don't know if there's really anything I can add to that field. That being said, though, I actually do have some plans that we're still working on that are going to be pretty good for Varieties content. I'm getting a whole bunch of things lined up, you know, doing a lot of testing behind the scenes to make sure they'll work. And there's going to be a lot of different stuff. Probably going to be a different one like every week, which is going to be pretty nice. Because I'll be real, I sometimes really struggle to come up with something to actually do. And like this week's, for instance, this is just me being lazy and just doing my dailies, or well, I guess weeklies even in this case. At the same time, I would normally just be streaming, which, I mean, hey, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think anyone's gonna complain. I mean, I'm certainly not complaining. I've been meaning to get back into this game anyway, but I'm gonna get sidetracked if I go down that tangent. So yeah, point being, I am working on some stuff that should make for a more interesting, and by that I just mean variety. Like, we're gonna have a bit more variety coming out here in the next, oh, I would like to start it next week, but you will not stop spamming your live streams with you know, all that's gonna do is that I'm just never gonna say it, so I can have you as a recurring chatter. You know that, right? Like, and it's funny too, because I'm pretty sure the first time you asked even, I literally just read your message out loud, which had the word in it, but I guess that didn't count, because let's be real, that wasn't really a genuine saying of it. But point being, if you want to see other stuff, it will be happening. Just, we wanted it to come out soon, but there's been some hiccups behind the scenes that have kind of slowed things down, which some of it's on me, a lot of it's not, so it's kind of out of my hands for the most part. So basically, we're gonna get the variety stuff happening when it happens, which, again, fingers crossed, is sometime in this next couple weeks. Especially since I have no clue what I'm gonna stream next week. I mean, I could just do another rando, I guess. I'm not really burnt out on randos, so to speak, but like, would like to do other stuff too, but I also want to hold off on that other stuff till the other stuff is finished. You know how that goes. It's a whole thing. Maybe I'm just overthinking it though. I do that quite a lot. Okay, we're Alliance C, so we're going into this one. Come on, just hit her with the little arrows. There we go. I have not been paying attention at all to this fight, by the way. I've just been rambling this whole time. My rotation is probably just completely broken at this point, but, you know, whatever. At least we're not dying to mechanics. That's the important part. I mean, it does help that I'm playing a very simple class right now. There's really not much to Bard, thankfully. Okay, that direction, no thank you. That's a really cool AoE marker. Yes, it is person in-game. Yes, it is. Alright, let's get some burst action going. I hope she doesn't become untargetable soon. That would be really awkward. Okay, I think we should still have some time before that phase. And I got everything in. Perfect. Team DPS is doing phenomenal. Actually, our monk looks like he's doing really well. And our dancer is doing really well too, shockingly. You know, fun fact, I can't even eat those. I have like a small allergy to them, so like I can't even eat them, which is a shame because I actually really enjoy them. So, little bit of Issa lore there for you. The tragic backstory of the man who can't eat most fruits. It is a tragedy in one part. Man, I do love fruit though, man. Fruit is good eating. Well, I guess we know where the lackluster alliance is. Alliance B, ha ha ha. No. Okay, let's see. Troubadour, I think. Did we get him Nature's Mini? Why not? Why not? Not like we're gonna use it on anything. How dare you? I can't help that. I was born that way. Believe you me, I wish I could eat them. Oh man, they're so good. They're so good. It just isn't meant to be. To me, anyway. I highly encourage everyone else to go out and eat their fruits though, because fruit is good and I would say good for you, but I guess fruits have been bred to have so much sugar lately that they're not honestly that good for you anymore. But, I mean, certainly better than, like, a candy bar still, right? Like, okay, those guys are gonna get hit. Yes, they are. It was a pizza slice, people. Pizza. Do not spread onto me. Thank you. Alright, let's just get a little bit of coda action going here. I'm sure that wasn't optimal, but who cares? Like I said, half paying attention anyway, so. Where did the name come from? So that's a fun fact. It is literally just 3 words smushed together. That's it. I thought it was funny, and it's kind of just stuck. Sometimes, depending on the platform, that's not the name I go because, gosh, what is the name of the occurrence? Like, Scunthorpe problem censorship sometimes catches it because, you know, it detects a naughty word in the middle, which, I'll be real, that's not even how you pronounce it, so that's entirely just, you know, a banal accusation on their part. That's another word that would get caught by Scunthorpe censorship, but no, it is literally just 3 words mashed together, so most people do not call me that full name because it is admittedly quite a mouthful. I will not deny that, ever. Of course, I really don't care what people call me either, as long as if they call me to dinner, you know, I would like that. They could call me to dinner more often. I need people to feed me. It's just not fruit. But no, yes, 3 words is an alias, so. Most people just short it to Aizen or Issa. I really don't care how you say it. As long as I know you're talking to me, that's really all that matters. Oh, you can even just call me the full thing every time you want to, if that's your cup of tea. Not that I'm really big on cups of tea these days either, mind you, but I don't know, most of them just haven't been too good. Alright, I think we have a few people waiting for cutscene watchers, so we're just gonna do a little slash, what is it, maybe, do Mog Dance. Why not? Little Mog Dance while we wait. Yeah, because we have a few people in the raid that are watching a little cutscene right now. It's a good dressed group, man. This is a well-dressed group. I swear, I always wish I could, like, get my glamour game to be on point like some of the people I just random into. I mean, really, what I'm wearing right now is just the most A Realm Reborn looking bard you could get. Like, relic weapon and everything. Oh well. One day I'll just sit down and actually go through my glams and maybe, you know, set those up, but that would require actual talent, which is something that I don't have a lot of, especially for fashion. So, I will definitely have to consult others for any actual fashion advice. Oh well. Okay, well, we do not want to be shot by a moon laser from Miss Sailor Moon looking over here. I mean, really, is she not just a magical girl? I'm pretty sure that's entirely the vibe they were going for, and if it's not, well, they nailed that vibe anyway, so they should say that's what they were going for. Oh, half room cleave. I think we dodged in time, you know. Again, sometimes that latency, you just never know. Okay, well, those are some tank buster lasers, so I do not want to actually stand next to those guys right now. There we go. And we'll launch out a few extra special attacks. There we go. Moon set. So she's just going to do a couple dive bombs here. Just make sure to stand next to her after the last one, because she's going to do a little AoE after that. Yeah. It may have been a long time since I've done Euphra scene, but I still remember the mechanics as if the raid just came out a few years ago, which is because it just came out a few years ago, and that's exactly truthful. Oh, I love rambling about absolute nonsense. This is what happens when no one else is around, by the way. I just start rambling the most random things. It's like, It's so weird. I just like hearing the sound of my own voice, I guess, which is great, because if you're gonna do this sort of thing, better get used to hearing the sound of your own voice, because you will hear it quite a lot. Oh, please let it go off. Oh, it just barely. I almost let the debuffs expire. Oh, that would have been bad. And I had it pop the second she did Selenian Mysteria. Perfect. Well, this crystal is not gonna know what hit it, I guess. Taste the full might of my burst phase, I guess. Okay, people, please don't spread on me, thank you. It is not called that. Most definitely is not. You know, just watch. The one day you're not gonna be here is the day I'm actually just gonna say it like over and over again. Just repeatedly. You know, on loop for like 3 hours straight. And you're just never gonna know because you weren't there. Like I'm gonna basically hold you captive and say, yeah, you better watch every single stream. Who knows? It might be the one I say it in. Oh, that is gonna cleave where I was standing. I really need to pay more attention to what I'm doing. But I'm playing a class, thankfully, that is very brain dead. Okay, where are we cleaving? Okay, that's a good spot. That's just another little pizza slice mechanic. That's 2 bosses in a row with that pizza slice mechanic. Goodness gracious, Square, get your stuff together. What do you mean this was years ago? And they have definitely not got their stuff together since then. What do you mean it's only gotten worse? Surely not. Okay, I'm just gonna stand under here. Okay, and this is the little safe quadrant. We are actually gonna hold on to our Apex Arrow for just a little bit because Burst Window is coming up and I'd rather have it for that. I know that's a little wasteful, but it's fine. Get those codas going. Okay. Are we in the safe half or do I have to actually cross over? Oh, we're in the safe half. Perfect. I love it when things just coincidentally work out. Not that she has very much HP left anyway, so pretty much donezo here in a sec. I guess we can get a little damage reduction too. Why not? We're playing a supporty class. We might as well do some supporty actions. And I don't even think this mechanic's gonna matter. No, it did not. All right. Cool. Do I actually need any of this stuff from here? I don't think I do. Pretty sure I have all these, right? Yeah, I have that, and I do have that, yeah. Of course, even if I didn't have those, I have to imagine at this point they're probably dirt cheap on the market board, so. Not that I go really looking for old Orchestrion rolls on the market board, because I really just have nowhere to play these Orchestrion rolls. I don't really do the housing very often. I just usually go to other people's housing, and I can't control what they're listening to. Okay, should we do a leveling roulette? I did do leveling roulette. Should I do a max level roulette? That is good tones. It's bad EXP, though. I would like to play a job that's going to get actual EXP, though. What should I play? Decisions. Gunbreaker. I don't have any roulettes left that give good EXP at this point. Oh yeah, here's the classes I have leveled, I guess, in case you were curious. Like I said, I've been definitely slacking this expansion. As an Endwalker, I got them all to max like a couple months after release, maybe? Well, maybe not a couple. There were, I mean, some classes I actually had to work up all the way from their starting level, like Astrologian there, so some of those took quite a while, but no, I got most classes up relatively quickly in Endwalker. I just have been so behind on it in Dawn Trail here. Okay, well, I do still need to do Lindworm this week, so we're gonna go back to Machinist just because he's the one I have the highest gear with. because I do have crafted weapons, so and I do have the full normal raid set on. I know, no tome gear, no savage gear, wow, casual, but like, that's the thing. Haven't been playing very often, so, you know. Where was I? I don't actually know where I was. Oh yeah, eye level, yeah. As you can see, the only one I actually have good eye level on is Machinist right now, so not too great. I guess this gives me time to try working on the mouse again. See if that maybe starts to work eventually. Fingers crossed. It only ever happens with this game. It's just so weird. I just don't get it. I just don't get it at all. Not one little bit. Use that blah 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. We do this, we do that, we do this, that, this, that, this, that, this, that, and boop. Come on. Okay, what was that button? That button was that button, so can we edit that button? Okay, well that button is still that button. What if I do that button with this button? Okay, well, that looks like that should be working. Why is it not working? Is it going to work now? It is working now! I don't know what I did different! Yeah, it's so weird. Like, I really don't know why, but if anyone knows the answer to this, too, I would be more than happy to hear the answer, but for some reason, so I use an MMO mouse that has 12 buttons on the side where my thumb rests. Very convenient because it lets me do things like, you know, hit that button or that button or, you know, that button. Basically, I'm doing all this with my thumb right now, which is very nice for, I'm sure you can imagine, a few reasons. Makes things go simpler. I also have a little side button where my ring finger is resting that lets me hit the buttons on the row above it when I do that if I hold it down, which again, I'm sure you can tell, very useful, depending. Now, sometimes, and I don't know why this happens, sometimes, and only when I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV, every now and then, instead of doing what it's supposed to do, my side buttons will instead hit my first row of abilities, which are where I usually use my keyboard, and holding the right click will instead hit the second row of abilities, except for button 1, which just doesn't work at all. It is the weirdest thing, and it only happens when I play FF14, and I don't know why. I have to go into the program that the mouse has on my computer, because, you know, you can map what all these buttons do. Like, they don't have to be this, for instance. I could set it to be like letters of the alphabet if I wanted to, for example, but I don't know why. It is only when I do FF14, and it is so weird. It's just so weird. I don't get it. I really just don't get it. Oh, curse me for checking my phone the second cue pops. Okay, so yeah, we're just doing Lindworm here right now because Lindworm, as you can see, he's the most recent fight for normal raids? Yeah, normal raids, I guess is what you would call this. He has a pretty banger theme because it's our theme. It's a whole weird thing, but every week you get a little token from him, and I do need that token still this week, so we're gonna be doing that. I have listened to this song quite a few times since this fight just came out. It's really good. What was it? Oh gosh, I forget who they had to do it. I think it was one of the Rage Against the Machine guys, but it's good. It's funny enough, definitely not even my favorite song from the Arcadion raids. But, you know, it's good. I certainly don't dislike it, but I think the ones from, like, M4 and M8S, or even M2, if you know, I think those are all personally better songs. But if someone says this is their favorite song from the raid, I accept that opinion. I think it's really good. Of course, I think my hot take is that I actually... Gosh, and Pyro, if you're watching this, I apologize for what I'm about to say. He has the complete opposite opinion. I actually think the M10 song is better than this song, and he hates that song to my knowledge. Like, he does not like that one at all. And I think it's amazing. So, I don't know. Maybe that's my one allowed hot take of the day, is that I think the song in M10 is better than this one from M12. But this one is still such a banger, dude. Oh my... Hey, where are we going? There we go. Yeah, do not want to be caught in that. I gotta say, I do love that little mechanic, because it's like, how often do you actually get to walk against the boss as like a physical object, you know? Because usually you just phase right through things, you know, like that. Because of course, why wouldn't you? It's an MMO, video game logic. I guess we can make that a little lighter on the tanks. It's just such a cool little mechanic. I swear, if I had time to do Savage raiding, I would absolutely have loved to do this one on Savage, but it's like, I can never commit to a static, because, you know, I don't work consistent hours. Like, it's literally just whenever I get scheduled, which, ugh, if you thought graduating from college would make that easier, oh, you are sorely mistaken. It is more of that. And as for why I don't do it in Party Finder, well, I may consider myself a patient man, but I am not that patient. Party Finder brings out the worst in everyone, as far as from what I've seen anyway, so... maybe one day, if I get the chance to do this full-time, I'll actually start up like a static for Savage stuff. That would be really fun, actually, but... until then, I'll just have to accept that my Savage days are behind me. Not that I really did that much Savage in the past. Which ones did I actually do on content, now that I think about it? So I think the first time I actually did a Savage fight was back in the day. My FC leader was like, hey, how about y'all unlock, I think it's T? The one you get for beating Savage Titan, I think. E4. Because I did do E4, I think, like, a month after, like, it wasn't considered current, but, like, you know, we were still on level for it, so I don't know. Now, ones I actually did were the, gosh, what would that, I guess, be E5, 6, and 7 from Shadowbringers. We did not do 8, because if you know raiding in Final Fantasy XIV, you know that E8 is quite a nightmare of a fight, all things considered. So, of course, nobody wanted to drag us newbies through that. But we did get back for E9 at the very least, so that was fun. Okay, I'm just dead now. Why am I dead? Oh, let me guess, nobody stacked in the stack marker, right? Well, that's fine. Gives me time to recollect what I was saying. Oh, I guess we're just wiping. Cool. Why? That was completely recoverable, guys. Anyway. Yeah, that was all for the Edens that we did current. As for Pandemonium, I did the entire first and second sets of Pandemonium. So that would have been, what, Asphodelos and Abyssos? I did not do Anabaseos, unfortunately. I just kind of didn't have enough time to do that when it was current, sadly. And then as for Arcadion, I really just didn't have time to do Arcadion. I was a part of a little static for a while. We did M1 and 2, which I really didn't think were that bad of fights. I thought they were pretty straightforward, honestly, but there was a lot of static drama because we had, well, I don't really want to get into it because, you know, you never know who's listening and you don't want to offend anyone, but let's just say that, you know, the static fell apart and I never got to do M3, and that was kind of the end of my Savage rating. Through no fault of my own, I just simply don't have time for it, unfortunately, but I would have very much loved to get back into it. But maybe, well, a thought for another time, I guess. Ooh, that did not go well for that person. Well, do we have any casters? We don't. Okay, so we're really just kind of relying on our healer to get us all up here. Well, that's fine. After all, I can't take any damage if I'm just lying here dead. Yeah, if you weren't tuning in, there was a stack marker that I don't think everyone realized was a stack marker, so half of us died, and now we're still recovering from that. Which, you know... Okay, I'm glad they didn't move, because they would have died as soon as they got rezzed. I think we're starting to recover, though. Pretty much everyone else is up except for me and the Viper, which, to be fair, as much as I don't like lying on the ground, in terms of resurrection priority, Machinist is probably at the bottom, just because all Machinist does is damage. There's really nothing they bring to the table by reviving them. But, you know, I would like it if they gave Machinist maybe like a defibrillator or something as utility. That would be kind of cool, but... I am just the greedy, damagey DPS. I say that despite Machinist's DPS, honestly, not really being high enough to justify not having the utility from a bard or a dancer, but oh well. Okay, we're going back over this side. Please, everyone, actually stack now. In fact, I'll even put on some extra mitt just in case. Thank you. Oh, well, sucks for that person, but as long as I live, that's the important part. Anyway, we're going to be sending out a cone. We're going to face this way here so we just shoot right off the edge and don't hit anyone. After all, it would be very rude to cleave someone, because that totally hasn't happened to me a million times. He says, knowing full well it has in fact happened to him a very large amount of times. Okay, just some more tank busters. Yeah, at this point he's just going to start looping mechanics. Ooh, using the limit break already. Okay, interesting choice. I mean, I guess this is the harder part of the fight, but wow, that did not really do very much, did it? Wow. Yeah, unfortunately the boss still has a lot of HP left because there was like 5 of us dead for a solid couple minutes there, so yeah, a little behind on the damage curve right now, but it's a normal, who cares? Everyone's just kind of probably like, clear's a clear at this point, which is fair. And you get the same loot regardless of how fast you clear it, so it doesn't really make a huge world of difference. Alright, just more grotesquerie. Okay, which way am I getting blown? I'm getting that way. Okay. Yes, just barely managed to dodge that, thankfully. Alright, he's almost done with his health bar there. Okay, more tank busters. Wow. Sure, I'm glad I'm not a tank. I don't have mechanics to deal with right now. No. Listen, on the subject of tanks, though, there's a lot of people who, like, really get nervous at the idea of tanking something, and I just gotta be honest, guys. Tank is probably the easiest role in the game to play, just straight up. Like, you got a very simple combo, you get to live mechanics that most people die from, and it's just like, everyone just kind of assumes you know what you're doing, so it's like, you do good as a tank. So if you're too nervous to try tank, honestly, just give it a shot. It's fun too. Like, it's easy, it's fun, you get to be a cool class. Like, I'm gonna be real, I think tank has probably the coolest selection of classes to pick from in the game, but that just might be my own bias. So yeah, I'm just saying, you know, if the world had a few more tanks in it, you know, might be a little happier place. Okay, we need to sprint because we are on the wrong side of that. Thank you, just barely made that. That could have been really bad. I mean, I don't think it would have killed us necessarily, but, you know, still wouldn't have been great at the end of the day. Okay, now he's just gonna do the same thing again, because this little second phase of his only has like 3 mechanics he cycles between, but this time I'm gonna be in the middle of the stage, so I can very easily jump to the side that's correct instead of having to sprint from across the arena. Because, you know, that's always kind of nice to do. Okay, there's the limit break. Okay, wow. A lot of people. 1, 2... That was 3 people's first time. Dang. I guess that would explain the, you know, near wipes we had, but... Yeah, I don't actually really need any of this, but I can only take 1 anyway. Basically, I'm just kind of rolling on this, so, like... Maybe, you know, I could level up some alt jobs gear score a little bit. You definitely get the comm because you resurrected the whole party after they were incapacitated and saved us from having to start over halfway through the fight, which, you know, that's never fun. I mean, listen, if you feel like, you know, wiping is the end of the world, it's not. In your roulettes, you're probably going to have at least a wipe somewhere. Is it going to be your fault? Probably not. But, you know, even if it is, like, who cares? It's just... You pull yourself up by the bootstraps, as the kids say, and then you just go back and do it again. Very easy stuff, honestly. I don't know. Maybe after, like, the 3rd wipe, you might be like, okay, guys, is there a problem? But, you know, like, it really isn't a big deal if you wipe. Did I get something? I don't know if I got something. I did get something. Okay. Like I said, I can't really make use of that right now, but it's something. Okay, what other roulettes should we do? Expert? My tank's not good enough to do that, sadly, so I'd have to do that on Machinist. Or I guess I could do Bard or Dancer, but I guess I'll do Machinist just because, again, higher eye level. Now let me actually check the what-you-calls-it stream. I actually have not looked to stream in quite some time here. How is it looking? Alright, stream. Are you still alive? 19 watching. What the hell? That is the highest CCV I have ever had. Why? Like, why? I'm doing dailies, guys. This isn't like... This isn't the end-all, end-all of interesting content, surely. Like... I mean, I'm not complaining, mind you. I'm just a little surprised. Like... This is the content y'all wanted? Me just rambling to myself? I mean, to be fair, I ramble to myself every stream, so I guess that's not a great metric, but really, dailies, 19 CCV. For context, why I'm a little surprised at that is my average concurrent viewers is usually like anywhere from 3 to 5 maybe on a good day, so yeah, quadrupling that almost is a little unusual, especially when we're really not doing anything that special or remarkable as far as I'm concerned, but you know, hey, if the people like it, the people like it, you know. I'm not gonna lick a gift horse in the mouth, as the saying goes. Okay, well, unfortunately, I think queue time for expert roulette is a little longer, so we might have to wait a hot second. I guess I can just walk down Gridania, I guess, while we wait. Why not? See the beautiful little nature forest town. Not that there's much to see here, really. I don't know. I mean, I like Gridania. I'm an Ul'dah guy, though. If you play 14, you know, that's the desert town, Ul'dah. That's my starting town. 9 achievement certificates. They really need to add more rewards to this guy. I swear, you get all he has to offer so quickly. Like, he just has nothing after, like, the first time you visit him. Well, yeah, I suppose there's that Agent of Inquiry painting I can... Oh, wait, never mind, look at that. So many songs... Me complaining, man, this guy just doesn't have anything. Whereas, something tells me he has had these Orchestron rolls probably for, like, a million years. I just haven't checked. Ooh, that's a good song. I do know. Ooh, I know some of these songs. Not all of them off the top of my head, but I know most of those. And again, if I did housing in this game, that would be great to add to the, you know, the little orchestron list or whatever. Okay, well, let's get these down off to the side, probably. They don't get in the way. And I'll just use all these. Well, I still have over 200 achievement certificates, though, so Square Enix, if you're watching, maybe, you know, throw a guy a bone and give him something to spend those on. I know that's a pretty finite currency, so it can't be, you know, anything too crazy, but, like, you know, give a guy something to spend his money on. Okay, well, that was a nice little surprise. It's been so long since I talked to that NPC, I genuinely just didn't think they'd ever give him anything. Okay, the Moogle's gone, so no free Fantasia. Sad face. Okay, well, maybe I can go to the Gold Saucer and do some weeklies there. Gold Saucer has a few things at the very least. Nothing too crazy, mind you, but... Oh, my queue just popped! Never mind! Wow, it's been a long time since I've gone to the Gold Saucer if I got the notification for the new Air Force One stage. Wow. That's how you know I've been inactive. Okay, Mistwake. If you've played Final Fantasy IX, you definitely recognize the music playing in the background right now. I mean, I hope you like it, because it's going to be on repeat for the next probably, maybe almost 20 minutes. So, get used to it. I know I had to. Listen, it's a good song, don't get me wrong. I don't know. I just don't think it loops quite well enough to be the whole Dungeons theme song. Maybe that's just me being a hater, though. I actually really like the dungeon, though. It's pretty cool. Although, I think I actually haven't ran it since maybe the first week it came out. Again, I've been slacking on playing this game, which, again, I don't hate it. Like, it's fine. It's just one of the big reasons, and I think this is probably true for a lot of people, is that just the people I played it with just aren't playing right now. So it's like I'm just kind of logging in and doing everything on my own, which, you know, that's usually how I played, don't get me wrong. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with being a solo player, but when you're used to playing with, like, a whole bunch of people, yeah, it's a little jarring how different that is. Because, for context, I think my free company has, like, oh gosh, what was it? I think it was, like, on average, maybe, like, 30 to 40 active players, which I'm sure to some of you that's not very much, but these were active players that actually, you know, talked and communicated, so, you know, that kind of means more than most FCs. But, and I don't know how true this is nowadays, but when I really stopped playing, it was down to, like, maybe 5, maybe, which, eh. To be fair, though, the times I play definitely wasn't helping either, because, like, I usually play this in the morning. In fact, the current time I'm playing this is actually not my standard playing time. Usually, if I'm playing, it's more like 9 or 10 in the morning, not, you know, almost 8 at night. And usually no one else in the FC would be playing at that time, so I would just be on my own for everything, which, you know, again, there's nothing wrong with that. That's how I played the game for years before that, but, like, it's just, again, when you're used to being able to do roulettes with people, and then just no longer doing that, or, like, just, you know, small talk at the water cooler sort of thing either. Like, man, our FC chat is active, let me tell you. Now, crickets chirping, if the crickets are even still there. What's this boss doing? Oh yeah, he's like a Catoblepas or something. Oh yeah, his name, Trino Catoblepas. Yeah, there you go. Basically, he petrifies, so you just line of sight him with the little pillar there. And then he does a little AoE, and that's basically the whole fight. Yeah, listen, the dungeon bosses are not where the game shines. Very few of them are actually noteworthy, but I mean, it's at least something to do, you know? Keeps my brain somewhat active, maybe, kind of, not really. Oh no, we've hit the stage where I just start rambling random nonsense again. Okay. I mean, I think he is destroying the pillars as this is going on, but like, the one I'm standing behind is still good, so I don't really have to adjust anything. Catch your breath. I'm not gonna stand in front of that. Yeah. There we go. I guess that's an interesting enough mechanic. Don't stand in front of me or you will be turned to stone. It's an absolute classic, really. Okay, Trino, I mean, wait, we might as well use the queen right now. After all, I'm probably not going to use her during the trash encounters anyway, so it's fine. I'm not going to get the full duration out of her, but it's at least better than no DPS. Okay, let's get the Peloton going up for more speed. This loot... What eye level is this? It's 755. Believe it or not, that is actually higher eye level than a lot of the gear I have right now for my max level, like, casters and tanks right now, just because I think my casters are still actually running level 90 gear. My tank is running, like, 7.0 gear, so... Or 7.1, I think, actually, but... No, I think it's actually... Yeah, it's Arcadion, so 7.05 probably, but whatever. Point being... In a strange series of events, this dungeon's equipment is actually probably worth me equipping on some of my other jobs, but in general, I don't find the dungeon equipment is really that worth bothering with. 'Cause what else you have is usually good enough. Alright, let's just give these guys a good old chainsaw. Chainsaw, drill, air anchor. And then just to give my hands a little resty rest, we'll flamethrower. And remember when flamethrower was just like the meme ability everyone laughed and joked at? Like, but honestly, it's kind of decent now, just because, I mean, it's 100 potency every second as opposed to every 3 seconds like every other DOT. So that's kind of nice. And it just lets my hands rest for 10 seconds. That's kind of the big thing, because man, Machinist has such a busy rotation. I say, despite I'm sure every melee DPS in existence would be clattering at their keyboards to debate me on that, but, well, maybe not all of them, but some of them. And yet, instead of Flamethrower being the laughingstock ability of Machinist, it's now freaking Auto Crossbow. Ugh, never forget Auto Crossbow. I'm sure they've buffed it since, but like, man, there was that period of time where it was just absolute garbo. Like, I'm sure it's better now, but that's only because they've nerfed my regular AoE, so everything else just got better via comparison, which, you know, that's not great. I really, I hope Machinist gets buffs in the next expansion, because I'm so tired of one of my favorite classes just always being at the bottom of every DPS chart ever. Like, I'm not asking for it to be like a top DPS or anything, but like, at least not at the bottom below Bard. Like, Bard, come on, that's more supporty and it does better than Machinist still. Oh well. I'm kind of honestly, my real hope is that whatever the new job they add in the new expansion, I kind of hope is another Fizz ranged, so that, you know, you can just get, oop. I was not paying attention to that at all. Haha. What was I saying? Fizz ranged. Yeah, I hope the next job they add is a Fizz ranged, because I really like playing Fizz ranged, and I would very much like another one to play with. So, since we have kind of Bard and Dancer as like more supporty ones, and like Machinist is kind of on his own as a more damagey one, maybe we could get like another class kind of more in the Machinist camp of just does more damage rather than support. And then maybe they could make, you know, Bard and Dancer possibly lean into the support angle a bit more. Okay, what is all this nonsense? Alright, he's bursting bubbles, I think. Listen, just don't stand next to them when they explode and you'll be good. There we go. It's just like that. And then Thunder 4, that's just a raid ward, so little Thundaga, if you will. Yeah, I know I was saying dungeon bosses weren't much, but this guy actually is a little busier. Like, you actually have to pay attention a bit more, because it's certainly that Katobu boss you do not have to pay attention for. Okay, stand in front of him. After this goes off, we spread. Like jelly on toast, we spread. Man, I could go for some jelly toast right now, actually. That is some good stuff. I got this blackberry jam in the fridge, and oh, that's some good stuff, let me tell you. That is some good stuff. Where were we? Oh yeah, we were just about to enter Trano. Oh, I guess I already have a choker of slang. Well, I guess we're passing on that one then. Okay, well, let's go help the little Lalafels, I guess. I actually kind of liked this part of the story. I don't know if people liked the 7.4 story or not, but I actually kind of did like it. I mean, especially compared to some of the previous stories they've had this expansion, it was definitely not too bad. And, I mean, you know, Mr. Train was a very fun trial fight. Like, seriously, Doom Train, that's an extreme I really wanted to do, actually. Doom Train extreme. But again, I just didn't have the time to go sit in Party Finder and do it, which, kind of a shame. I know Hyro really wanted to do it. I hope he did, actually. I don't know if he did or not, though. I think Lamp might have done it. I haven't been in touch with them too much these last few days because stuff's going on, but, like, I definitely would not mind doing Doom Train Extreme. Maybe, you know, once eye level gets a bit better, but so I don't have to, you know, actually sit down and learn everything, but I mean, I say that. I have definitely seen the clear videos. It doesn't look... Well, it's funny. I say it doesn't look that bad, but people tell me it's actually a pretty hard fight, so I don't know. Maybe I just have to actually get in there and do it, but oh well. Alright, let's go clear this last pack of trash. And then we can get onto the dungeon boss. I think it's just the Griffin thing. I don't actually really remember. Can we see him? No. Yeah, he'll show up momentarily anyway. Yeah, no, Doom Train Extreme, definitely one I want to do at some point. If anything, I kind of just want to mount the wings, because those wings look really cool. Also, the Doom Train weapons, like, are the coolest weapons probably from any of the trials they've done so far this expansion. Just straight up, they're kind of pretty awesome. I was gonna say a no-no word for a second there, but I have to remember I'm PG. And on a PG stream, you do not say the words that you always want to say. Not that it would really affect anything, since this game is T for teen and definitely says worse than mild cussing. Okay. Thundergust Griffin, let's go. See how I can mess this one up. I actually remember this fight being a little tougher than the average encounter, so let's see if my memory is correct or just completely mistaken. High voltage. I mean, just spread and don't stand in a little danger puddle. Alright, now we got these orbs, though. I think I'm gonna stand not where those orbs are. I do not want to get lasered into a million pieces. Let's see, they're going off again. Yeah. I think those orbs are kind of like the big mechanic of the fight, where he's gonna start mixing that in with some other stuff, but nothing too crazy for a seasoned veteran like myself, he says, despite the clearly visible returner's icon next to his name. I swear I didn't take that long of a break from the game, but like, you know, sometimes time just gets away from you. Okay, well, we want to stand kind of around here, give or take. And not right there. I will stand in the healer puddle, however, for a little extra healing. This actually seems like a pretty safe spot. Yeah. That was a good guess on my part. Yes. No, that was completely calculated. No guessing. I mean, really, we have a healer, so as long as they don't die, there's really no danger of us even losing, and our tank probably solo whatever else comes. So I think we're probably pretty good on this one. Oh. Which is to say, I'm not worried about us wiping. That was a very roundabout way of saying that, I know. Okay, the tornado is behind me. I don't like that. Yeah, that's more like it. Okay, I think. Yeah. There we go. I mean, really, even if you can't kind of predict where those shoot out, they gave you like a whole second to kind of adjust afterwards, so it's really not that bad. Okay, Queen, we'll just send you out even if it's not full battery, just because boss is almost defeated. Heck, we're probably not even going to really deal with the next mechanic after this. Oh, just barely. Okay, well there's that 0.3, yeah. 0.3 ain't gonna be much of nothing. You gotta love the classic music that they throw out. It is so lovely. Extract materia. Not that I'm really using that much materia these days, but you can always sell it later, I guess. Ooh, player command. Nice! Okay, what else can we put on the roulette? What else could we put on our little daily roulette? Level cap dungeon, those are good tomes. High level dungeon, those don't really give the tomes I want, so I probably won't do those. They give really bad EXP too. Honestly, high level dungeons is not really a good roulette, if we're being totally honest. Like, I don't know. I mean, those are useful sometimes, but yeah, not for what I need right now. We did that. I am not doing main scenario since I really don't think people want to watch Praetorium, and I really don't want to do it either. Did Alliance Raid, we did normal raid. Okay, so I guess it's just level cap dungeons. Yeah, we can do... Because level cap is gonna be... Yeah, the other level 100 dungeons, which... I like most of those well enough. Well, do I like all of those? Yeah, I like all of those, so yeah, we can do level cap. I suspect the... What is that? The time... Waiting list, whatever we want to call that. I suspect it's going to take a little while to fill that, since I don't imagine many people are doing that this time of day, but... Oh well. Anyway, let's do some mini cactpot while we're here. 3... Okay, well, I can't get 321 or 789. Oh. That was very quick. Well... I mean, I was gonna do my mini cactpot, but no, Q just had to pop right away. What am I, a tank or a healer? No, I'm a DPS. We're not used to instant Qs. Although our tank is not queuing up, so, Oh, nope, there it is. Okay. Crisis averted. What dungeon do we get? We got Underkeep. Ooh, nice. I love Underkeep for one very nice reason.
They must have gotten in and made themselves at home.
Well, JLS ASMR aside, the music in Underkeep is so chill. I love it. Oh, it's so cozy. Oh, and we have a tank who's sprinting. Oh, you love to see it. That's my type of tank. That's right, I'll pull things for you too, don't worry. Okay, this is a good group. I can feel it in my bones. This is a good group. I mean, really, just like... It's such soft music. I love it. See, I never really learned any instruments growing up, because I'll be honest, as a child, I really had no appreciation for music whatsoever, which I would definitely go and change that if I could, but, you know, can't rewrite the past. But anyway, point being, if I were to have learned an instrument at any point, it definitely would have been piano. Man, I love listening to the piano. It's so just... chef's kiss, you know. How about we just take the voice down a few notches, just to match the nice, relaxing atmosphere of purging a whole bunch of weird creatures. How about that? Some nice times in the Underkeep. We're all just here to hang, right? Little Underkeep fun. No, I'm not gonna do that the whole time. Oh, but it's so gorgeous. I'm sure it's another FF9 reference. I'm sure it is. This is probably gonna be the biggest, like, shocking revelation. If you don't know me, I love JRPGs. They are probably my favorite genre of video game. I have never actually played Final Fantasy IX. I know very little about what goes on in that one. I've been saving it for a stream game in the future, but the time has just never presented itself, so who knows? Maybe some point down the line I'll finally get the whole FF9 thing going, but unfortunately it just isn't too high on my priority list right now. And I wasn't even looking at the boss, of course. Okay. Pay attention, Issa. Pay attention. You're gonna get yourself absolutely down. My full metal field. Well, as long as it goes off, you know, in the next 20 seconds. Thank you. I swear, there's nothing worse than when the boss goes invulnerable right after you decide to do your little bursty burst. It's like, come on, man. Let me target you. Not that Gargantier is, you know, too bad. Oh, well, we do have to spread, though, and I do not want to be the cause of someone else getting a damage stack. Of course, I think the only person I would have hit is the tank, and let's be real, I would have been the one hurting way more than them from that. Okay, please do not go untargetable again. I just summoned my queen. Oh, come on, I was... well, there goes that reassemble. Very unfortunate. I honestly, genuinely was not keeping track of where the boss was that whole time. Oh well. Little second wind and we'll be fine. Listen, it's been... oh gosh, when was the last time I've done Underkeep? Oh golly, because I don't even... well, I definitely didn't do it during patch week 4 Underkeep, because that was 7.3, I think. I don't believe I did it that week. I think it took a couple weeks for me to do the 7.3 stuff. Maybe? I can't even remember at this point, man. It's been so long, but... yeah, I have not done this dungeon very many times. So yeah, the rust is going to be even more so this time. Let's give a little air anchor on that guy. Cool. And let's just pop off a flamethrower, why not? Give my fingers a little much-deserved rest and relaxation on my phone notification. What are they notifying me of? Yes. Words do be words, yes. Yes, do not reply to people while playing video games. Well, not that what we're doing right now is particularly involved. Although I'm sure the party isn't happy that I dropped my DPS in like 25% there. Listen, I try not to look at my phone when doing stuff like this, but I don't get texted very often, so when I do, I kinda look to make sure it's nothing actually important. Thankfully, this was not one such case where it was, so we're all good there. Just some Discord nonsense, but you know, usually I keep most of that stuff muted anyway, so. Okay, let's get a little bit of that going. Yeah, this is much more like it, yeah. Oh, way better DPS. Look at these enemies just getting shredded. And then we'll even give them a flamethrower for good measure. I think they're still in range of that, just barely. But a 12 radius. Okay, so it's the same as Bioblaster, so... yeah, they're definitely getting hit at this point. Okay, and then that guy's gone, so we should be on the second boss, I believe, yeah. Soldier S0, not 50. That is an S, I believe. I remember right, this guy was honestly not that complicated. Like, way simpler. see, wow, he started with a raid wide and then went into a tank buster. Man, they're getting really creative with their dungeon boss designs. If you don't know, you don't know, but that is a very common complaint about dungeon bosses and just bosses in general in this game. But they always start out kind of just with the same sort of pattern. Yeah, this guy's thing is he creates a bunch of clones of himself, they all disappear, and then one of them bisects the arena. In this case, the last one is going to be cleaving to the left, so we don't want to be to the left of it. As for where the starting point is, it's there, so we got to move over here. Like I said, very simple fight this one, so not much to it. Ordered fire. Well, if I know anything about lines, that just looks like lines. Please stop moving onto me, thank you. I'm sure he didn't mean to. Because mostly, listen, if I do that sort of thing, usually it's to grief my friends, because I definitely, as a tank, have griefed my friends many times. But only to friends, I wouldn't do that to, like, randos, you know? But if, like, for instance, if Hyro was a DPS, and I was a tank, Hyro would definitely have to get used to me, you know, smacking him with tank abilities, like, you know, tank busters and all that. It's kind of funny when it happens. Man, I haven't played FF with him since Arcadion's stream, actually, I think. Was that? No, Pilgrim's Traverse we did off camera, and that was after that, so yeah, it's been probably still quite a few months, though, since I've played FF with him or Lamp. And I'm sure most of you don't even know who I'm talking about, but those are my two usual co-hosts, I guess you could say, for when we do, like, video content. But they also play FF, and if you look at the thumbnails that feature multiple little goober brains on them, they are the other two people on said thumbnails. Which, you know, I suppose you could deduce that if you went to go and look at those. You don't have to. I guess I should, since we're just killing enemies, I guess I could use this as a little plug time. Plug, I say, in the loosest sense of the word. Basically, I try to stream once a week. I'm going to be definitely trying to make a habit of doing more random games in the future. There are a few exceptions, like, I'll be honest, you know, when the next expansion comes out, I'm going to be playing that until I finish it on camera. But yeah, for the most part, just going to be random streams, at least once a week, hopefully in the future more than that, but you know how hard it is finding time when you got work on top of everything. Other than that, we usually have a Let's Play series running at all times. This one is the second Ace Attorney game. It's, you know, pretty good. You don't need to have seen the first one if you want to enjoy the second one. It's not that type of series. I mean, you can, you know. I will say we kind of hit our stride halfway through the first one, so I definitely think that Justice for All right now is probably... would I say it's our best work? No. I think... because the one we did before that was Layton 2, Professor Layton, and the Pandora's Box, I think. No, the Diabolical Box. I'm not European, excuse me. And man, the ad-libbing in that one, we just got crazy on that for some reason. I don't know why, but that game brings out some really interesting commentary. But yeah, I guess the end of the day, while I'm doing this rambling, is that I have a lot of other stuff if you want to watch, and I know there's a few people who, more than a few people who've been like, when's the next Minecraft series, Issa? When's that coming out? Well, once I get everything all situated, hopefully in the next few weeks, I'll be able to start it up again, but we'll see. I make no promise on that. I make absolutely no promise on that, but it will be something to look forward to because, man, that was a fun series, and I definitely want to do more of that. Alright, let me guess, starting with a raid wide? Yes! See what I was talking about earlier there? They start with a raid wide. I'm pretty sure this guy's gimmick is that he just sets things on little courses, and you just kind of have to watch where those go. I think they explode in a cross shape, if I remember correctly. Yeah, they do. So yeah, we're in a pretty safe spot where we're standing right now. Not much to that. Yeah, we're just beating up an obelisk. Listen, I'm sure it's a reference to something, because just about everything in this game is, but I never played FF9, as we discussed at the start of the dungeon, so I don't know. Maybe it's something. Healer, no. Thank you. That could have been bad. Not that I think that would have killed us, honestly, but... Okay, neutralize front lines. Well, I'm just gonna stand behind you then. Wow. Aren't I so smart? Not really. I've just done the fight before. Okay. I think this is where he's gonna start making it a little more complicated, perchance. Yeah. That one is going to move over there, but where I'm standing right now is safe from both of those anyway, so I don't really need to adjust anyway. I'm pretty sure these don't deal damage. No, they don't. You just phase right through them, so... As long as you're not in the part where the big laser goes off, you're fine. Yeah, Calyx, I am still alive, yes. Not that I thought this was a very hard dungeon boss. The Griffin in the next dungeon that we just did was way harder, honestly. Yeah, he's definitely gonna die by the time this really matters. Yeah, because he has 3 little bursty balls coming out. And turrets. Well, guess what? I'm safe from everything just standing right here. He says, very confidently, getting hit. Oh, I love it. Oh, I'm definitely not going to forget to dodge back. Again, when you're half paying attention to the game, half looking at your other monitor, half, you know, making sure your phone is not giving you anything weird, like, I think getting hit, you know, once is an acceptable ratio for all the distractions right now. Especially since talking is actually a pretty major distraction. Like, if you think, you know, whatever strummer you're watching, like, if you think it's very easy for them to just keep, you know, talking and playing and all that nonsense, like, it is actually harder than you might initially think. Keep all that in, you know, keep it straight, not, you know, get anything crazy going on. What am I saying? Oh, yeah, talking is a distraction. I know. Shocking hot take of the century. Okay, what other roulettes could we do? I think that really just leaves high level. I really don't want to do high level, though. Okay, well, now we're in a conundrum. What time is it? A little after 8? When did I start? A little after 6? When did I start? That was... maybe 2 hours ago? Yeah, 2 hours, 8 minutes, yes. I mean, that's not a bad length, but I honestly can still keep going. Weird, I'm suffering from success right now. Well, I guess I could always just do another roulette again. Like, I mean, you know, normal raids are pretty fun. Yeah, sure, we'll just queue up for another normal raid, why not? Why not? If it pops, it pops. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I gotta do my mini cactpot, though. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Oh. Not that I really need MGP, because there's really not much for me to buy with that. At this point, oh, that was definitely not how you're supposed to do that, but it didn't matter anyway. Oh, I missed a 7, 8, 9, though, golly. What a shame. But again, I just don't have very much to spend MGP on, so... And I am not on my homeworld, so I cannot access my retainers. No. Absolute tragedy. You hate to see it, you really do. Alright, well, let's go Kuffakur, I guess. Oh, that was horrible. That was horrible. No. We can do better than that. Believe it or not, I have actually hit a perfect 2000 on this before. It's entirely luck, honestly, but it's not too bad. See, pretty much, the Golden Saucer has a few weeklies in the challenge log for doing a couple small things. One of them is for playing these little, like, micro games. Kuffaker is always the one I pick just because look at how quick that goes. Like, it is so quick. Ooh, 1997. That was a good point. Almost perfect. Some of the other ones like Moogle's Paw do give more MGP per use, but I mean, the thing is, Kuffaker just goes so... That person is very Honeybee Lovely looking. That is literally like a Honeybee Lovely character, wow. That is actually just hilarious. I love it. Anyway. So yeah, I guess now at this point, I'm just gonna wait for Q to pop. I was initially just gonna do all my roulettes. How many tomes did I get? Oh, wow. I got a lot of tomes this week. That is more tomes than I have gotten probably in the last 3 weeks combined. Because I have not been logging on very much lately. Well, I guess we can just sit on a little bench here. Why not? Sit on a bench, hop a squat, look at the Aetheryte Plaza behind us. Got me in my Joshua Graham looking outfit with the bluebird. If you know, you know. I suppose I can alt tab here real quick and check on y'all, I guess. How are y'all doing? Y'all doing good? Y'all look like you're doing good. I mean, y'all are a pretty quiet bunch today, but that's fine. Oh yeah, I guess I should clarify. If you want to lurk, like, lurking to me is perfectly fine. I never require anyone to participate if they don't want to. Like, it makes no difference to me if you chat a million times or if you don't chat at all. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love engaging with, people who chat. It is very fun and, makes things a little more enjoyable, but like, I very rarely hop into other people's streams because of time, but like when I do, like, I'm not usually always the most active chatter, so I totally get it. I really do. It really is, if you lurk, you lurk. If you chat, Ain't no skin off my bones neither way. Let's see, I guess, should I check on things? How's this doing? It's really nice with this downtime because, again, I get to check on things that I neglect, like some of the Discord servers I'm in. It is so hard to be active in servers that have even a remotely decent sized population. Like, I don't know, maybe that's just me, but it's like, oh, well, this conversation is clearly between these two people. I don't want to butt in, or like, oh, well, this conversation had its last person chatting in it like 3 hours ago. Yeah, I'm not going to necro that, but like, oh, so behind on so many of these. So behind. Air Force One. I would love to do Air Force One, but I cannot do Air Force One because I'm in queue right now. Queue number 3 position, I think. So let me check some other stuff while we wait. I guess, yeah, I should use this time to... What was I talking about? Oh, well, Q popped anyway. I don't need to worry about it. I had a train of thought. I really don't know where I was going with it. I really don't. Well, I'm sure it wasn't a very important thought if I forgot to think it. You know how that goes. Anyway, what is that thing people say when streaming? Like, comment, subscribe? I mean, sure, if you want. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Oh, I guess that's... Ooh, good fight. Heck yeah. Love this fight. I suppose I should mention, yes, this is being multi-streamed, by the way. So, Twitch or YouTube, either way works for me, I primarily pay attention to the YouTube side of things. I'm gonna get better about paying attention to Twitch too, but listen, it's like when I upload stuff on YouTube, I watch things on YouTube. It's just easy to keep it all in one place for me, you know? Don't worry though, one of these days, one of the things I'm gonna work on is actually making the Twitch page look good instead of incredibly placeholder, which, yeah, it doesn't look great right now. Don't look at it too hard if you stumble onto the Twitch page. Anyway, that's enough about things that don't matter. Let's actually pay attention to the fight. Now, this is a fight that I have to imagine eye level has made completely easier. Man, remember when I was listing off the other songs that I preferred more than the Lindworm's theme? Yeah, this is definitely one of them. I did not list it because I didn't think of it at the time, but I love this fight, man. Like, oh, this is one of those ones where I wish I was gonna do it on Savage. I wish I was. Of course, that would have implied that I got through Sugar Riot Savage, which didn't attempt, as well. You can scroll back to the Savage discussion that I had during Lindworm, but I would definitely have loved to have done that fight too, is I guess what it comes down to. Anyway, we got a little bit of an ads phase right now, so we gotta take those guys out so we can use their dead bodies to line of sight his Petrify attack. Come on. There we go, that should be safe. And now we'll just stand here so that his little thing doesn't actually defeat us. Because if you get hit by that, yeah, you're absolutely just gonna get wrecked by the next mechanic. Because I'm pretty sure what happens is if you're petrified, just the next thing that damages you just instant kills you, which, you know, don't really want that. Oh, that healer, poor healer. Stood a little bit too close to the proximity, I guess. Okay, so stabbing, that means we have to stand inside. This is going to be a little bit of a donut-shaped AoE. Oh. And then a shared tank buster. I'm so glad that the healer did not get hit by that. Okay, so now he's going to knock us off the arena, so we're going to want to get lined up with this platform in the distance. Because I would rather not fall into the abyss below. Okay, we're good. Nobody fell off. Well, I mean, someone's dead, but I don't know if they fell off necessarily. Okay, well, now he's on the wall, so he's kind of like a wall boss now. This part doesn't last too long, thankfully. So bludgeoning, that means get away from him. I'm already doing that. Thankfully, as a Fizz ranged, I do that kind of in my natural state. I think, though, he's going to hop over to the next wall and do stabbing, probably, if my guess is correct. Oh, he's just going to do it right there? Okay. No, he is. I knew he would jump. I knew it. You can't fool me, brute abominator. I know all of your tricks. So... Okay, blink, that is a proximity that's going to come off from that corner. Not a great place to drop it, but, I mean, you're kind of, you know, a little bit short on places in a rectangular platform like this. Okay, so he's going to jump to that one soon, I think. Just pop our queen. Stabbing again, okay. Thankfully, like I said, I'm Fizz ranged. I can just stand all the way back here and be fine. Spore Explosion, that's not gonna matter. Yeah. Easy enough to move out of the way of that. And we just move in. Easy little back and forth.
Oh no, that was too much for the challenger.
And we still hit each other. I love it when two people run to the same spot. Happens quite a lot. I may or may not be guilty of doing that. Oh, it's his first time. Okay, that's why. Like I said, you know, I know he can't hear me, but if it's your first time and you die a few times, nobody minds, I assure you. Because we were all there for our first time at some point. And it really doesn't make a huge difference. Because he's already down to like 40%. Like, man, I swear, week one, he would have been like at 60% or something right now. So we're still going to clear in plenty good time. Okay, so at this point he's going to do a lot of the mechanics that we've already seen before, just maybe add in a few more things. Yeah, because he's got sword, so we want to get near. Yep. And then he's got these little explodey things again. Oh, and there's the lariat. If you know, you know. Thanks, Metem. You spoiled it, golly. Okay, so now we're just gonna have everyone stack up in here. Thankfully they did. And of course, just like in the first phase of the fight, you know, I appreciate that the first thing you say when you're back is your catchphrase. You know, it is a level of dedication that not many possess. And you know what? I gotta give credit where it's due. Perseverance is key. But no, I don't really like being a little, what is it, like, dance for my entertainment type person. I'm just here to chill. Okay, we're gonna get in, of course. And snack up on this poor healer so he doesn't get turned into a puddle of goop on the floor. Oh, he still died. Oh, he might have got hit by that spread afterwards. Like I said, it's his first time, so cut him some slack. Okay, which one is it gonna be? It is club. Okay, so we're not gonna go over there. We're gonna stay right the heck over here. And which way is he lariating? That side. Okay, so yeah, we're good where we're standing right now, thankfully. It was a very lucky spot to be standing in. Oh, and he's gonna do a little sword swing over here, so we actually do have to now run. Again, very straightforward little fight. How I feel like the Terminator. Maybe you are the Terminator. Are you a T-5000 perchance? Are you Mr. Governator himself? Oh wow, that was quick. You know what, for your first time I'll still give you a commend, why not? It was a commendable performance. Okay, normal raid wasn't too bad there. I guess we can do another trial. I know I said I wasn't gonna do this for very long, but like, I was so tired when I started this like a few hours ago, and now I'm just not like tired at all. Ain't that kind of crazy how that works that way? I was like, oh yeah, I'll probably just, you know, go for a couple hours and then pass out. Just like, no, it's only, what is that, 8:30, if that? And I am raring to go and wishing I was doing more stuff too. Gosh. Golly G Willikers, as the kids say. I mean, dare I try to queue into Frontlines? I love Frontlines, but something tells me the queue time for that is not going to be especially good. Because PvP queue times in this game are not great usually. I mean, like I said, I like Frontlines, so, you know, I never mind queuing for it, but I know I'm kind of in the minority on that one. Like, by a very, very large amount, actually. Like, an extremely large amount. I guess I could queue up for some Crystal Conflict, maybe. Is that active still? Do people still do Crystal Conflict? I haven't done any PvP in months at this point. Fun fact, actually, so you may or may not be able to see my profile picture, the very angry looking man that kind of looks like, oh, this very angry looking man as my profile picture. So I believe at the time, Lamp drew that picture of me because Lamp is my artist as well as one of my co-hosts. That self-portrait of me that she drew, so I guess it's not a self-portrait, but you know what I mean. That was basically after a big old PvP session of me constantly trouncing people in duels and being like, go again, more PvP, more violence, more PvP. So like, it was a whole thing. So hence the very angry looking profile picture, which, listen, it's a great profile picture. I've been using it for years and I love it. But admittedly, it doesn't really give the most accurate vibe what I usually do. Because usually, I don't really get angry when I play video games for the most part. It usually doesn't happen. I mean, it does every now and then, but certainly not often enough to where it would be my, primary, profile picture look of, rah, angry dark elf man, bah. So no. I will say, in terms of things that are being worked on behind the scene, potentially a new profile picture is one of those. Maybe, we'll see. We'll see. There's a few things I still want to get working on, because as you can see, the layout on screen right now. No, I'm not gonna say that, but thank you for sticking around. What was I saying? Yeah, so the layout on screen, as you can see, that overlay, I made that in like maybe 2 minutes in Paint. Like, basically, I just took a gradient. Well, I didn't actually take a gradient. What I did is I selected 2 colors, an orange and a purple. I then generated a bunch of clouds with that. And then I stuck it through like a crystallization, stained glass looking filter. And there it is. There's the overlay. Very placeholder, very temporary, but I needed something that wasn't just a black void of nothingness, So it's, like I said, it's placeholder. Everything's placeholder that you see right now, honestly. Like, all of it is just been being worked on for a while now, but things sometimes go slower than you want, and I just wanted to get back to, streaming weekly. So I said, you know what? I don't care if it's not finished yet. We're just gonna do with what we got, and we'll just add stuff in as it goes. Oh, Tsukuyomi. We're back to Stormblood, which is funny because I think that's where we started this evening, in Stormblood. This is a fun fight though, so I definitely don't mind. Again, Stormblood had great fights. Like, man, Stormblood was great. I know. Stormblood, haters in shambles. I loved Stormblood. And this is the part where you're all gonna raise your pitchforks and torches. I thought it was better than Heaven's Ward. So, it's okay. And now suddenly everybody has probably stopped watching. Everybody who had a stake in the whole Heaven's Ward Stormblood era of the game, I guess I should say. But I started playing in Stormblood, actually. Fun fact. I believe it was, when was it? I think it was maybe around... When would it have been? We still had elemental resistances at the time, if you want to put into perspective how long ago this was, but I think it would have been 4.1 or 4.2 when I started playing. So it's been a while, and at the time, Stormblood was the newest expansion, and I didn't actually do much of Stormblood when I started playing. You know why? At the time, I was playing with someone else, and the person I was playing with played at a much slower rate than I did. So it took me months to do, like, the Vault dungeon, by the way, just because, it was like, oh, are we going to log on and play? We have a dungeon to do. Nope. It was a great spot to be cliffhanged on, by the way, if you know that part of the story. Yeah, that was a nice thing to come back to after, months. But basically, we had word that Shadowbringers was going to come out soon. I was like, hey, I really want to do Shadowbringers while it's current. And then it was like, yeah, I probably don't feel like playing for the rest. So, at that point, I finished Heaven's Ward. It was, fine. And then I did all of Stormblood, patches and everything, in about a week. Not even that, I think. I think it was like 4 days. That was a lot of gaming. Like, this is just the MSQ, of course. Like, I finished all that about the day before the servers went down for the patch to make Shadowbringers happen. So when I say I liked Stormblood more than Heavensward, that's including the fact that I spent months upon months in Heavensward in like maybe a week in Stormblood, and I just still enjoyed my time in Stormblood way more. I don't know. Maybe if I did New Game Plus and, you know, did it all again, I might have a different opinion, but no, I like Stormblood. Of course, it doesn't hold a candle to Shadowbringers, of course, but like, man, I don't know if they'll ever hit those highs again. But no, Stormblood, if anyone ever says, oh yeah, Stormblood sucks, blah, 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 you know, that's their opinion. They're entitled to their opinion. I just would disagree, because I thought it was better than Heavensward. What's going on in the fight? Oh, right. Phase 2, we're dealing with a bunch of suffering memories and whatnot. Listen, none of this would make sense to you if you haven't played the game up to this point. This fight is just like a whole bunch of lore going on. And point being, this is supposed to be like a tragedy, I guess, to put it in one sense of the word, I say, despite said character being not great herself, but, you know, situations and all that. I mean, the fight is just so cool, though. Especially the music, just listen to that. Yeah, Wayward Daughter, if you ever want to look it up on YouTube or something. Very good fight music. Alright, so now this part of the fight is kind of weird. You basically get a little debuff on you. Oops, I missed my reassemble window. And the more that you stay in one side of the arena, the more stacks you get of said debuff. You do not want that to get full, because you will just die, like, straight up. There's nothing you can do about it, so just periodically make sure you cross over to the other side so you don't, you know, spontaneously combust in a very moonfire explosion of fantasticness. I think I have done this fight on Extreme, though, and that is a much tighter mechanic, let's say. It's very cool, though. I mean, this fight in general, Stormblood has great fights. Like, you know, could have been me. You know, it could have, but it wasn't. So, you know, maybe next time. Maybe next time. You know, maybe when we hit like 250,000 subscribers, you can ask me to say it again, and I'll just do it for old time's sake. How about that? How about that? That a reasonable, you know, compromise for you? You know, we're only 250,000 subscribers away from that, so yeah, that's a good compromise. Okay, which one of those came out first? That one. We're gonna stand over here. Okay, well, I think she's pretty much gonna be done with mechanics here in just a sec anyway. There we go. Easy as pie. Oh, gotta calm the Elezen. You never see too many of those anymore. You'll be there in 999 years? Ye of little faith, I'll have you know. I'll hit that within 99 years. No. I'll be honest. If I even hit like 1,000, I'll be beyond surprised. Because, like, it's been 3 years and I haven't even broke 200. So, like, no, I do not expect any 4-digit subscription numbers, let alone in the near future. Maybe a decade from now, you know, at the current rate we're going, we might get that, but I don't know, maybe the secret is I just need to do more Minecraft stuff. I think I gained, like, legitimately, like, 40 subscribers when I did the Minecraft stuff. That was, like, actually insane, but those videos took a lot more work than my average stuff, so, like, I can't do those all the time. What game is this? Oh, Brody. Have you not heard of the critically acclaimed hit MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV Online with the expanded free trial up to level 70 with no restriction on playtime, now including the award-winning Heavensward and Stormblood expansions? It's critically acclaimed. Of course you've never heard of it. No, basically this is an MMORPG that is what's keeping the Square Enix game company afloat because they keep making bomb after bomb and all their games keep flopping. So they have to rely on the revenue that this game generates since it's a monthly subscription, which of course is why none of the money this game makes goes back into it. I know that was way more than you actually asked, but a small tangent rant that people who play this game can relate to. It's like, wow, this is a really successful game. I wish the budget was a little bigger. But Square Enix needs to take the money it makes and put it into their other failures instead, so... Yes. Long tangent that really had nothing to do with the original question, but yes, Final Fantasy XIV. I guess I can see if Crystalline Conflict has people playing it right now. Maybe. Why not? We'll see. I'm not expecting it, but maybe I'll give it like a minute. PvP queue times in this game are kind of just like, eh. Yeah, the second I heard MMORPG, I thought so. I mean, really, it's kind of like, I was gonna say it's like the only big one on the market right now, but that's not really true since I know WoW, despite me not being particularly big on WoW anymore, is still pretty dang popular. What other MMOs? I know ESO some people like. I personally never could get into it. Do people still play Guild Wars? Maybe a few people do. Black Desert? No, I don't know if that's super mainstream anymore. Phantasy Star? Gosh, does anyone care about Phantasy Star Online still? Maybe? Definitely wouldn't say it's like super big though. What other MMOs do people still play? Do people play Maple Story? Is that still a thing? Is Maple Story still a thing? I don't know. Oh yeah, Sword Art Online. Listen. I don't think Sword Art Online ever made an actual MMO, at least to my knowledge. I don't think they ever did, which... a huge missed opportunity. They should have done that while that was still a very popular anime instead of now just kind of, you know, a relic of the past. Because it's definitely fallen off in relevance over the years, but yes, MMO equals SAO is a very broad generalization that I suppose you could suppose. Yeah, no, there's no one queuing up for PvP. I thought as much. Why am I the only one in chat? I have no idea. I really don't. I never require anyone to chat. I mean, if people want to chat, they can. If they just want to listen to me speak, you know, kind of a weird thing, but they can do that. I know, like I said, my CCVs usually hover around 3 to 5, give or take. So, you know, if 3 to 5 people are watching and one person is chatting, you know, that's fine by me. No one would play. I think maybe like the first year people would probably play it, and like depending on how bad the monetization is, I think people would either immediately ditch it or stick around until it inevitably shuts down like not too long after. I mean, I never actually really played any of the SAO games, but oh no, I didn't mean like make one where you would actually get trapped in it and, you know, die. That would be, no, nobody would do that. That would be silly sausage. Because to my knowledge, SAO did actually have a few video games. I never really played any of them since I'll admit I was never really into SAO. But, you know, nothing wrong with it if you were. Yeah, no, they made a few different games. Again, I'm just kind of surprised, and none of them were like massively multiplayer. Okay, I guess we can do high-level dungeons, why not? Doesn't benefit me any to do it, but we might as well at least queue up for something. Oh, 20-minute queue time, though. Ooh, boy, oh boy. We might be here a while, fellas. Yes, no. If there was a Squid Game type event, you know, a la SAO, IRL, I would really hope nobody would show up to that, but I also know who, you know, how people are, and yeah, people would definitely show up to that anyway, despite common sense being like, why would you do that? Why would you go into a death game? Well, some people really would just do it anyway, which I wouldn't be one of those. Some people definitely would, though. Yes, a silly sausage not into SAO. Correct. That is me. One of my many identities is that of a silly sausage who has never actually watched SAO once in his life. I mean, I don't know, when it was like, I forget, because that came out like, gosh, how long ago was that? That was well over a decade ago at this point, surely. What was I watching back then? I just don't even really remember what I was watching back then that would have, you know, not been the thing that I was thinking on and all that. I'm just rambling because this queue time is going to take a while. Watch it? I don't know. I mean, that's not a short series. That is quite a bit of a commitment. And I'll be real, I don't watch very many things anymore just simply because I don't have time to very often anymore. Like, the most I'll watch something is like if I have, say, maybe an hour during the day around lunchtime where I'm just like, okay, gonna make some food, gonna put on a video and just, you know, relax for a little bit. And that's kind of the big time I do watch things. You can list a lot of Rassons. I mean, it has some cute girls in it, I guess, and I do like cute anime girls, but I don't know, I can watch cute anime girl shows with like 13 episodes as opposed to a few hundred. And for anyone who's curious, that is mostly a jest. I definitely watch shows for more than just that as the reason. But no, like I said, I watch maybe less than an hour's worth of stuff on the daily. It's why I don't really watch other people's live streams very often, just because, again, I'm too busy doing other stuff. Like, the unfortunate thing about editing videos is that I can't really watch other videos on my other monitor while doing so because I kind of need to hear the video I'm editing, so can't really have it on while I'm doing that. And most games I play, aside from this one, I usually actually, when I play FF on my own time, I usually am just watching YouTube on the other monitor. Most games I play, though, I do kind of have to keep my focus squarely on the game. Hey, yo, what? I've never seen this show. I don't know. Yeah, no. I'm sure if I was into the isekai genre a bit more, it would have been, because it's kind of like the one that really popularized that genre for better or for worse. You know, I'm not going to get into that whole debate, but if I was more into the isekai harem type, you know, overpowered protagonist type show, you know, trapped in a fantasy world that for some reason now has MMORPG elements into it, despite most of them really not being in MMORPGs like SAO was, I don't know. If I was more into that genre, I probably would have watched it, but I don't know, it's like that's a fine genre. You get some fun stuff from that, but again, not really what I do most of the time, because I just don't really watch most anything most of the time now. Gosh, like, I'm subscribed to so many people on YouTube, and I would say the vast majority of them, I actually really haven't watched a video of theirs in, like, gosh, maybe over a month at this point for some of them. Like, it is. And it's like, the thing is, a lot of them don't even upload that frequently. It's just like, okay, cool, you put out, like, your quarterly hour-long video. That's great. I can't wait to watch it. When I get to watch it. You're gonna leave now, so say the funny word. No. Like I said, 250,000. I'll say it to you just as a little, you know, remember the good old days type thing. How about that? But yeah, no, thanks for sticking around. I do like having somebody to chat with, because like I said, chatting to myself ad nauseum is very difficult to do, actually. Yeah, it says I have 20 people watching right now. That is absurd. What the heck? I really hope no one's just, like, view-botting me or something, because, like, that would be a messy situation I do not know how to deal with, but we shall meet again in another live stream. I will look forward to it. And I don't know when that's going to be or what it'll be, but it'll be something. Probably. suppose it bears repeating now in case, you are just joining us or joined within the last, hour or two. Or two, that would have been like the whole stream. The point I'm making here, instead of rambling, sidetracked. Basically, as you can see, my little text at the bottom probably won't be here super long. Yeah, we might as well have crossed that out completely. But we're still working on things behind the scenes. Basically, what I'm trying to get is a little bit more, professional look going on for the stream stuff. I'm also, and this is the really hard part, trying to get to a state where I can stream more than once a week, because man, once a week just isn't enough for what I want to do on streams. It really just isn't. But a lot of that is out of my hand, unfortunately, so that part, that's just kind of going to be later down the line. But the part of things looking a bit better and more professional is still being worked on. I'm having Lamp do a few things for me. She's kind of busy with some IRL stuff right now, though, so that's a little hold up there. And then I'm also in touch with some other people for some other stuff that is, again, I have to be a patient guy and not, pester people too much, but, and a lot of it is also me figuring things out and learning on my own time too, which, again, when you work full time, is very hard to find the free time to do all that stuff. So, like, there are people, side tangent on the side tangent, there are people who stream, like, daily and have full-time jobs, and I'm just thinking to myself, how the heck do you do that? I mean, it doesn't help that most of the time I'm working, 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. a lot of the times, or, like till 11 when I get home, or like 9 or 8 or whatever it ends up being. Point being, I work in the afternoons a lot of the times, which not very great for streaming, since basically my big options are when I get home. No, not gonna happen, because I'd rather not stream till 1 in the morning and be dead tired the next day. Or stream when I wake up in the morning, which, well, I could do that. Those are probably some of the worst hours to stream in, as everyone is either just starting work or just getting out of bed, or, school or what have you. So even though I could stream in the mornings, probably not really great. Plus, I'd only be able to do it for probably a couple hours anyway. And like, when I stream, I like to keep going for as long as I can, honestly. Like, to me, a 2-hour stream would just be too short, which, considering that's the mentality I've always had, I'm not sure why I was thinking today would be any different and be like, oh yeah, we'll just play for a couple hours and then just, go away and do something else. But no, I'm not surprised that was not the case today. Gosh, yeah, no, if you want a big example of that, yeah, Undertale. Yeah, I did Undertale a couple months ago. Yeah, that VOD is still up on YouTube, I believe. Yeah, I was thinking, oh, that'll be just a nice little 6-hour game, because Lamp told me it was like 6 hours long. Yeah, I can do a 6-hour stream of Undertale, no problem. Yeah, that ended up being like over 9 hours straight of streaming, like no breaks, voicing all the characters, like, let me tell you, after that, my voice was shot. But like, the weird thing is, if I could stream that many hours a day, I probably would, honestly, just straight up. Like, I mean, I talk all the time at work anyway. Like, me rambling like this right now, just kind of like Elogia type diarrhea of the mouth, so to speak. I don't have that, by the way. That's just an example I'm comparing this to before anyone asks. Like, this is what I do daily at work. Talk to myself and hope people listen. Like, so it's really no different if I'm doing that, in public or at my computer desk, like, my vocal cords are being stretched for a full, work day, no matter what. So if I could just stream every day for 8 hours a day, I absolutely would. I just would. I mean, I would probably take like 2 4-hour streams probably if I was doing it that consistently. And I say every day, it would probably be more like 4 or 5 days a week, maybe. Some weeks would definitely be 6, but And I would probably just take like 2 4-hour streams then. But yeah, if I could do that daily or near daily, I absolutely would. It's a blast, like genuinely. I have very few like actual interests that I can actually, do things with, and video games are just one of the few ones that I can do stuff with. So, hey, if I could, do it all day, of course I would. I'm sure, let's change the topics here. I'm sure some of you might have been wondering, oh, he has a few interests. I wonder what other interests those could be. Well. Since we're still roll waiting list number 2 with 12 minutes wait time average, allow me to explain a few other interests I have. Let's see, what other things do I like doing? Well, aside from video games, I enjoy baking desserts, specifically desserts. Like, some people have a sweet tooth, I have like 20 of them, so if we ever met up IRL, I would absolutely be giving you some baked goods. I love making cookies, brownies, pies, cakes, like some other more interesting things, or no bakes even, those are also very fun. Point being, if it's sugary and sweet, I enjoy making it. And that includes drinks too. Before I say this, no, I'm not a Mormon. Dirty sodas, basically when you like mix drinks with soda pop, like, syrups and like say cherry syrup, or like blue raspberry syrup or something, and like you put that in your pop, soda pop, your Coke, whatever you want to call it. I do a lot of that too. I try not to do that super consistently because in this, same with the baking for sugar intake reasons. I like to share my creations because, if I ate or drank on a regular basis the sugary confections that I enjoy creating, I would probably balloon to over 200 pounds, and I don't want to be over 200 pounds. I am quite comfortable not being at 200 pounds. So I do not want to reach 200 pounds. So yeah, that's a hobby that I would love to do more with, but I unfortunately can't because, what am I gonna do? Eat sugar every single day of my life for the rest of my life? No, I would be dead by 40 if I did that. Absolutely not. What other hobbies and interests do I have? I do like going outside and just walking in the woods and like nature trails and that sort of stuff. Like state parks, national parks, that type of stuff. Oh, love them. Absolutely love them. Can't get enough. Those are so fun. Would absolutely do that more often, but again, can't really do that, super regularly. Ooh, the burn. That's a good Stormblood dungeon. Again, we're on a Stormblood, what you call it today? A binge? Yeah, loves desserts, loves national parks, state parks, parks in general, just being outside, I guess. What else do I love? Those are kind of the big immediate ones. I mean, well, gaming is the other big one, but I really just don't play that many games nowadays, honestly, either. A lot more of it is just like talking about games. Let's see, what other hobbies do I have? Sometimes I get into like card games or like tabletop stuff. That kind of comes in waves though, because, that is such a hobby that depends on other people, so you can't really always be able to do that. My town doesn't really have a great scene for that, so it's really just, well, hopefully I have some friends who can do some, stuff. Board games, though. Board games are fun, too. Like, not to be confused with the tabletop I just said, but, like, more specifically board games, like, I guess I'll use Catan as an example, even though I'm not, like, actually that super big on Catan, because there was one time I went to my grandpa's house, and we were there for a week, and our uncle was there, and we didn't have much to do, but we had Catan, so guess what game we ended up playing for like a week straight? Yeah, I got pretty sick of Catan after that. But yes, board games are another thing I really enjoy doing a lot as well, so there you go. There's like a small list of you got to know me a bit. Those are some things I enjoy. But that's enough about me. We're in the burn now, which, man, peak Stormblood dungeon, honestly. I really wouldn't mind if we got to see more of these, like, Pingan sort of continents in the next expansion, but I think the next expansion is going to bring us more to, like, probably the 13th or something. I wouldn't be surprised if we revisited that plotline soon. Oh boy! He did. Someone recognized my Joshua Graham cosplay in game. Nice. Love to see it. Anyway, this guy's actually a lot like that Trino Kotoba boss we fought earlier today, where you just have to line of sight some of his abilities. Of course, I think the difference is these shards like to explode afterwards, so gotta pay a little more attention to that. Yeah. And now we move in, of course. Yes, I suppose, you know, on the topic of that one guy actually recognizing my character cosplay, yes, my machinist glam is in fact a cosplay of Joshua Graham from Fallout New Vegas. I mean, it's the best you can really do because he doesn't wear a cape, but there's not really many bulletproof vests in my fantasy game, so we have to accept and work with our limitations here, but I thought it was a pretty close look, honestly. Oops, forgot to be behind the pillar for that one. Oh, well, he's already almost dead. Wow! Did they nerf this guy or something? I do not remember this fight going that quickly. Wow. I mean, dang. That's pretty good. Some good DPS today. Man, everyone's been doing good DPS today. I should duty finder on Aether more often. Back on Primal, you see, I would have been here for hours. Maybe. Not really, but, you know. Alright, I can still do Flamethrower. See, my auto crossbow is 140. I guess that's still better than Scatter Shot. Or Spread Shot right now, excuse me. But only because they nerfed Spread Shot to the ground. Ugh. I'm still not over it. They made my other AoEs better just by the sheer virtue of making my default one worse, which... that's not a great way to balance, in my opinion. But... let's be real, nobody plays Machinist hardly at all, so I'm sure it's not very high on their priority list. Yeah, let's just have fun with Coblins, or I guess Doblins. I guess those are Doblins. Not sure what really makes them different from a Coblin, but maybe it's the material they're made out of. I don't really pay too much attention to those things, honestly. But let's stay out of that range. Royal Volunteer gear, well, it's accessories, so nobody's probably going to really care, since most accessories in this game nobody really cares about in terms of, like, glam. Very few of them, I should say. And, of course, Flamethrower to rest my tired little fingers. Very good potency for this stage in the game, honestly, because, again, 120 potency every second is a pretty good ratio, especially when you consider the GCD is about 2.5. Like, that's not a bad ratio. Not a bad ratio at all. Okay, so that's just going to be a raid wide. Nothing to it. I am obviously not going to stand in the fire because guess what? You get burned in fire. Crazy. Okay, where's his little ads? I say ads, they're just like a mechanic more than an ad. Okay. This one's getting a little, you know, sketchy looking, so we stand in front of it, and boom, it just fails to go off. How lucky for us that this defective drone has other, smaller, defectiver drones to accompany him. Very lovely, honestly. You love to see it, you really do. Rock biters. You call that a rock biter. I say that's more like a chainsaw blade, which, by the way, I don't think a serrated blade is particularly effective on stone, but, you know, maybe that's just me. And we defeat him before the attack even goes off. Fantastic. You love to see it. You really, really do. Okay. And now we get to go and look out at that giant sandworm skeleton. I swear, man, this dungeon is so good. Seriously, can people actually, like, reevaluate their opinion on Stormblood already? Like, I need other people to say Stormblood was good. Like, I'm so sick of being like a minority opinion on that. Stormblood was good, and I will say it forever. Well, I mean, I don't know if I'd... Well, I mean, it's good, but would you still say, like, third from the bottom is... Yeah, well, actually, it's probably even higher than third from the bottom, because Dawn Trail I did not like at all, main story of that, so... Yeah, I guess Stormblood's maybe, like, right in the middle now, or in the top half even, which is a very strange thought that just occurred to me. Very strange. Well, whatever. I'm fine with liking Stormblood. I feel no shame in that opinion. Oh, especially for how cool this dungeon is. Oh, I love it so much. Alright, I guess we can auto crossbow. Why not? Get a little more burst going. Probably should have been doing that the whole time, to be honest, but I'm just not used to auto crossbow being, you know, worth using. Okay, let's open up our little coffer here. Let's open up the coffer. Ghana leather, I don't need that. It's a crafting material. Now, if you played Final Fantasy IV, Mist Dragon might look a little familiar to you. That's right, it's the first boss from Final Fantasy IV in the flesh, or in the mist, I guess. Listen, she plays like nothing like she did in FF4, but I mean, what would you expect? That was the first boss in FF4. There wasn't exactly very much for mechanics there, although her one mechanic from that fight is actually in this fight, so kudos to them for that. But no, Mist Dragon is not very hard at all, so this shouldn't take us too long, except for the part where she goes untargetable, I believe. Got a little vaporize. Yeah, do not attack the little center part. We need to take out the Draconic Regard in first. Draconic Regard. Basically, these things are channeling to the center, and we do not want that to go off. I attacked it anyway on accident because my thing just auto-targeted it. Great, love to see it happen. But that's fine. Thankfully, our Black Mage was there to recover from my mistake. Listen, sometimes I get a little too trigger happy on the buttons, okay? Just because I vocally say, yeah, don't attack the boss, doesn't mean I'm always gonna, you know, not attack the boss. Yeah, no, she's down to a third of her HP, so not much left in this one. Ooh, that's a little bit of a Rhyme Wraith right there. Ooh. Oh, okay, we got two down. We got two down. Things are not looking good now. I have no way to revive these people. But our Black Mage is somehow up. I wonder if he got Phoenix downed. Can you do that in combat still? I don't know. Okay, well, I'm trying to mitigate for you. I hope you live. You did. Dang. I think, well, to be fair, yeah, Black Mage does have a shield ability, so that checks out. Okay, well, that almost got bad there for a second, but thankfully it wasn't. Alright, I will commend you for that. Good performance. Huzzah, huzzah, huzzah. Good job, everyone. Oh, I got 3 commends for that. Heck yeah. Not that I really need commends. I mean, how many of those do I have? 2781, yeah. You can see my my Beast Tribe quest, or I guess Society, whatever they call it now. Yeah, I haven't really been keeping up with that for Dawn Trail, which, you know, that's just me and Dawn Trail in general. I haven't really been keeping up with a lot in Dawn Trail. Again, no fault of any, you know, anyone or thing. I've been busy, and nobody else is playing that I know, personally. It's just a thing. It's just a thing, you know. Okay, where was I? Well, I have now officially exhausted all of the roulettes. Expert's done, high level's done, leveling's done, trials is done. Main scenario we are absolutely not doing because, listen, it's good EXP, it's good tomes, kind of, but like, it takes a while. It's the level 50 dungeon with all the cutscenes, like, really? Nobody wants to see that. Like, I'll do it every now and then, but like, it's not entertaining. Guildhests is not a real roulette as far as I'm concerned. Alliance raid, we did do that. Normal raid, I guess I could do another alliance raid. Why not? We got time. I could queue up as dancer. Haven't done any dancer yet today. Not that my dancer glam is particularly dancery, mind you, but this used to be my machinist glam, and then I just put it on dancer when I switched to the Joshua Graham look on machinist. Is this a very good dancer glam? No, not really, but you know, it's something. Oh, that is not the idle pose I want. Hold on. C pose. Oh, definitely not that one. Golly. C pose again. That's just generic. Hand on hip. That's more like it. Crossed arms. I think I might have cycled the C pose when I was sitting down on that bench at the start of the stream, because that's how I got my thumbnail that you may or may not have saw. I was literally just sitting on a bench, took a photo, and put some text on it on Photoshop. Unfortunately, this C pose does not really work so well with my little bird on my shoulder at all. Does the other one work better? Oh yeah, that's the one. That's the one. I mean, now it just looks like she's sniffing my ear, but you know, birds do that. They pick at your hair, right? Gosh, I have a coworker who has a bird actually, and that thing scares me. Like, it's a big old parrot that's like twice my age, and like, man, I do not want to get anywhere near that parrot, especially since I have seen the injuries that parrot has done to her hands, and I'm just thinking, man, you have a lot more patience than I do for that sort of thing. Because, yeah. I mean, it's a funny enough little bird. Well, it's not little at all, actually. It's kind of massive. It goes around in a baby stroller. But no, that is not a bird I would want, you know, on my shoulder pecking my hair, although she has actually had it on her shoulder before. I don't know. Yeah, you know what? This bird specifically, I'm sure I would love to have on my shoulder. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's not the great C pose. What's the one after that? Oh, yeah, that's the one I always did. The little, like, hand on the hip, you know, leg over the other leg. That's the C pose I usually do. I'm calling it C pose. It's because the command to cycle your character pose is /C pose. That's what I was typing into the chat to do all that. I guess me just calling them C pose, because I C pose, that's what you type in. Yeah, I crack myself up. Truly I do. I don't, actually, but you know. That's just a thing. Neither here nor there. Anyway, yeah, how you guys been? I guess I've been just talking about myself mostly. I mean, if any of you wanted to, like, chime in and be like, oh yeah, my day's been great, or oh no, my day's been horrible, yeah, go ahead. Helps me alleviate the concerns that, you know, I'm not just talking into the void, which I could very well be. But sometimes the void talks back, you know, and, you know, that's always entertaining. Until it isn't. But what can I say? Again, I'm surprised I'm still streaming after 3+ hours today. I genuinely thought I would stop at 2, but nope, I just wanted to keep going. And my tomes, they're not great. Oh, I am capped on mathematics. I should probably actually go spend those. Oh gosh, what is the thing everyone buys with mathematics now? Whatever one makes the potions or the food. Which one is it? I haven't had to spend my mathematics in quite some time. Which is it? Well, we're gonna find out. Oh, Tomestone Vendor, where are you? Where are you? Okay, which of these things is the thing people actually like? Is it this one, Terali Pigment? No, because that's just for leather. Resin, varnish, Duracoat. The heck is that? Aha! Grade 4 gem drots? I think that's the one. Okay, so we're just gonna buy a whole bunch of Yalal extract. 99 of them to be exact. And I will, when I eventually return to Lamia, that is the server that I originate on, I will sell those on the market board for probably dirt cheap because, you know, somebody's probably still doing Savage Prog and they probably would like to be able to craft their potions if they are a crafter. Sad to say, my crafting is actually very, very behind. I did a few of them early. I just could not keep up with it like early on. It was just too much time consuming to get really into it. I don't know, maybe in the next expansion I might get really back into the crafting gathering because I made a good amount of money doing that when I was actually doing that, but nah. Nowadays, not so much. Honeybee, lovely. Oh, this is where she went. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. Jeez. Oh, I swear, if you did the Arcadion raid, you would know, but I didn't know that's where she ended up. I found a lot of the other fighters. I didn't realize this is where she went. Oh, that is great. That's great. I love how, like, all those NPCs are now just around town. It's great. I love it. Yeah, Final Fantasy, by the way. As in science fantasy, I guess. Let's be real, they've never shied away from that in the series at all, and anyone trying to tell you otherwise clearly didn't play some of the older games. But yes, Solution 9 here looks like we're inside of a giant, you know, gaming PC, which is certainly an aesthetic, whether you like it or not. I don't know, I don't mind it. It is kind of very... I don't know if I'd really want to live here, though, necessarily. It's so odd. I mean, not that they had a choice in living here, I guess, but, you know. Nobody wants to talk about the actual lore in this game, do they? I'll be honest, I don't really know the lore too much anymore. I used to be a lot more into it back in the day, but nowadays, nah, not nearly as much. Not nearly as much. Again, it's like I didn't stop playing for any like specific reason. It was just a multitude of small things that just meant, yeah, I couldn't really slot it into my busy schedule. Which, you know, it is what it is. Unfortunateness or non-fortunateness. Oh, I forgot I was in queue for something, honestly. I was legit just wandering around town at that point, just talking to myself. Okay, so I'll probably say this alley raid is the last thing we'll do today, just because it will be close to 10 when we finish, probably, depending on what it is. Hopefully it's not Labyrinth of the Ancients, but we'll see. If it is, at least I'm Dancer, and Dancer is pretty good DPS at level 50. Come on. What are we gonna get? I will take anything at this point that isn't Labyrinth of the Ancients. But yeah, no, this will probably be the last one we run tonight, just for, you know, I feel like that's a good time. All right, what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Oh, Orban Monastery. Okay, we're gonna be here for a little while then. Who gets dance partner? The Reaper, I guess. Reaper, unless they prove to not deserve it, because they are melee DPS, therefore they get dance partner. That's just kind of how it goes. I don't make the rules, that's just what they are. It's a social contract we all signed. We didn't know we signed it, but we definitely signed it, where it says, and I quote, the dancer will dance partner the melee DPS unless the melee DPS underperforms. But yeah, nice it ain't circus, as someone says. Yes. Listen, Orban is great. Honestly, it has a lot of cool fights in it, so we are definitely eating good today. Do a little dancey action. Oh yeah, Dancer with the big AoEs. Gosh, what does Dancer do at these levels, though? What does Dancer do? Golly. Level 70 Dancer. I have access to some of my kit, at the very least. I have access to the important parts. And plenty of AoE ability. So that's really all that matters there. Dun, dun, dun. And we'll hit him with some of that. Okay, easy as pie. We're slowed. Or diseased, I guess. It's okay, y'all go on ahead. I'll just be sprinting in the back here. Quick, en avant. When in doubt, use your gap closer. Oh, you know what? Speaking of Stormblood, guess which expansion Orban Monastery is from? You guessed it. Stormblood. Man, so much Stormblood today, golly. That's fine by me. Like I said, I liked that, so that is not a complaint. Let's see, there's my Shield Samba, there's my Curing Waltz. Okay. I still have a good few tools at the very least. Not everything, but I have enough things. Lustadio Bonanza, aka the Machinist Man himself. So we'll just, you know, do our little dancer thing and just kind of hope people do good DPS. Blue, red, green, yellow. Didn't even have to look at my hotbar for that one. Oh, skilled. Arm shot. Yeah, that's a tank buster. I thought it was. I was pretty confident on that. If you ever played Final Fantasy Tactics, I believe that's where most of the music from this raid comes from. I, believe it or not, have very little experience in Tactics. I think I played like, oh gosh, maybe 5 or 6 hours of it total. But I think I was way too young to really appreciate it at the time. So that's another one that's at some point going to be a full playthrough on the channel. I don't know when that's going to be necessarily, but it will happen at some point. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, glad to see that my dance partner is actually doing really good. I love to see it. That's how you know you're dance partnering the right person. Okay, arm shot, that's just more tank buster stuff. We can't really do anything about that. I mean, I guess I could put on a shield samba, but for one person, yeah, no, that ain't a really good use of time. Analysis, okay, don't do anything. He's gonna come untargetable here in a second. Where is he? Is he up there, I think? Yeah. Bolt action sniper, I guess. It might seem counterintuitive, but show hole, as chat always says. Show hole. Just point the opening towards him and you'll live. If not, you'll be like, oh, nobody died. Oh, a few people died. I spoke too soon. Well, point being, show the opening and you'll live. Do some more dancing, leg shot, that's fine. I don't plan on stepping on those mines anyway. Aha, I used my gap closer for its intended purpose there. Aren't you proud of me? Haha. Now I'll shield Samba. Because, you know, against a raid wide, why not mitigate the damage for everyone? Okay, let's do some more dancing. Okay, so we just don't want to stand on those two quadrants, because these ones are going to hit the 4 areas around them. So this is a pretty safe spot. You don't have to go that far out, guys. He rarely misses, but he doesn't never miss. Notice how he won't say he never misses. Oh. Yeah, I'll just stand right back here so no one else is in the way. Cool, cool. I'll even heal myself. Save the healer some trouble. I know, right? Mustadio's great. Okay, now I actually need to move, though. I do not want to be on that side, but this square is actually perfectly safe. Yeah. I mean, y'all can move over there, that's fine. Notice how I said this square is perfectly safe and it wasn't? That's what we call physical comedy. But now we're gonna move to an actually safe square this time. Because physical comedy is one thing, but, you know, Vuln stacks go up and, you know, don't want to give the healer a heart attack. Okay, I think I should be able to get this off before his second snipe. It would be really awesome if we could kill him before second snipe. Oh, we did. Wow. That is surprisingly good DPS. That does not usually happen. Usually he gets down to like 3 or 4% and then goes untargetable again. And then we have to wait, you know, another 20, 30 seconds, but that's pretty good DPS. Wow. Very impressive. You love to see it. En avant for the win and some sprintage. Because I can do that. Okay, so I think next up is just Agrius. Oh gosh, I never played Tactics. I'm sorry. There's no trash is the point I'm trying to say. Let's see, we're in Alliance C. Yeah, we're not gonna have much to do, that's fine.
Elf youth guides your fate, but have you the faith to fulfill his legacy?
Alright, let's get the dancing prepped. I'm glad I decided to play Dancer today. I hardly ever play Dancer, so it's nice to be able to do that for a change. Oh boy, a duty icon. Haha, wonder what that's gonna mean. Probably nothing horrible. Nah, this fight's honestly not that bad. Okay, Thunder Slash. Guess who that's targeting? Yeah. Thankfully, all three of our tanks are literally just standing right on top of each other. They don't have to be that close to each other. Okay, so we'll grab our little shield. I am totally going to try and greed this and hold off on that as long as I possibly can. Greed. There we go. Oh, I got too greedy. See, that's the thing. Even though I clicked it on my screen, and I was having the shield icon in front of me on my screen, wasn't quite good enough for the game because there is a little bit of latency that you have to keep in mind, and I usually forget to account for latency. Usually to my own detriment, of course. That's fine, though. Like I said, I can collect Vuln stacks. I'm sure everyone will be fine with it, right? Right. Like I said, though, this is some good DPS, though. I don't know what it is, but oh, okay. Looks like we're the group that's going. Well, okay, let's go kill some ads, I guess. Group C, do not let me down. We're gonna want those swords. Because the white ghosts can only be killed with this spectral sword. Whereas these black ones, we have to actually DPS down. We'll get a little dance action going. Just for the buffs, really, more than anything. Yeah, they can handle those. I'll stand right here just in case some more spawn in. Yep. You can get 2 of them at once by doing that. It's really nice. Of course, like I said, the black ones we actually have to take out, so... just swipe those guys. Oh, this guy needs swiping too. There we go. And there's one more over there. Yeah, the taintless souls you need to hit with the sword. The tainted souls, just beat them up. Is all good. Please don't spawn me into a mechanic. Okay, the mechanic is just about to start. We're fine then. Because I have definitely had times where I've came back from ads phase and just immediately got hit with mechanics, which... fun. Oh, she was out of range for that, wasn't she? Golly gee. I missed my damage. What a fake gamer I am. Okay, I'm gonna back up so nobody else gets hit. Y'all are playing a risky game, just standing as close to that as possible, I guess. That's fine, though. I trust this group. Okay, Judgment Blade. I suppose I'll be a little less greedy with it. Okay, there we go. We're fine now. Just don't interrupt my big dance attack here, if you please. Oh. Not hit the thing, golly.
The dreams of men are fleeting, yet they must be
Of course, I think she went
embraced.
untargetable the second I did that, so that was great. Okay, so my team, I guess, will be on the Sword Knight. That's fine. I would very much like to not be the one tanking this, though. If I could get a tank, that would be great. Okay, my Reaper is on it, which is great, because he's doing good DPS. Shield that. But I would really wish our tank in the party would be here. That guy's doing good damage, but it's fine. Okay, we survived. That's all that matters. Now Shield Knight's not going to really have much to do.
Oh, divine light, set them from our sins. Gaze deep into the light.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. We're hardly even hurt. Okay, she shouldn't have too much left at 15%. Divine Ruination. I could shield that, but considering that it just kind of goes in the... She targets people, so if you're just not standing where they are, you don't really have to do the shield. I don't know why they even really offer that. Well, I guess for the people who get targeted, they have to shield it, but like everyone else can just kind of avoid them, and it really just doesn't matter. Kind of nice. Little extra DPS for you. Okay, I think we should definitely be able to take her out before the next group gets sucked into ads phase. Yeah. Wow, this is some good DPS. Either that or they nerfed these fights. I don't know what it is, but like, man. Either this is a great group or they nerfed these fights somewhere along the line. I could believe both of those. Now, speaking of nerfed fights, oh. Yeah, the next boss fight has been nerfed like, what, 5 times? 6 times at least? Like, I swear. I didn't think he was that bad, but I guess nobody wanted to deal with Thunder God, so they just kept making him weaker and weaker because, you know, heavens forfend that we have an actual mechanically involved boss fight in Alliance Raid, but so be it. He's still really fun, though. Like, again, Orban takes a while, but, like, man, it's a good raid. Alright, do that, that, and then a little dance action. Huzzah! More dance action, perfect. Oh, it's just lovely, isn't it? I'm pretty sure Dark Crusader is a reference to something too. I don't think it's tactics, though. I don't really remember what it's a reference to. But it is definitely a reference to something. Okay, it looks like we prevented all the ads from spawning. That's great. Not that it would have mattered that much, since they're not particularly strong ads, but I'd rather just keep my focus fired on one guy, for all that's worth. I mean, it is still just a little ads fight, though, at the end of the day. Okay, surely the second set of ads is going to be coming in soon, right? No, another raid wide? Okay, that's cool. That's cool. You can keep raid widing. Our healers are more than on top of it. It's fine. He's just kind of stalling us, really, at this point. Second ads anytime? Maybe? There it is. And we need 4 people on these ones now. People? Okay, nobody wanted to stand with me. Well, that's fine. Ruins Dwellers don't have that much going for them, really. It's okay, I get it. Nobody wanted to stand with me. It's fine. I'm very intimidating looking after all. Okay, so we are Alliance C. That means we're gonna go to the right. because you do not want to stack up on each other in this fight. You will absolutely run out of space.
Servant of Evilise.
Yes, thank you, whoever put up those waymarks.
You serve another. I am Count Sidolphus Orlando. Your journey ends here.
Alright, let's try and not wipe. Not that that really happens too much anymore on this guy, but back in the day, oh, let me tell you, back in the day,
Must needs be
this guy was definitely the one who would wipe everyone. Okay, so we just need our healers to cleanse us so we don't die from the doom. I can help that with my curing waltz, thankfully. Summoner, you're probably just dead.
skies and
It's kind of what happens when you don't go with your group. Yeah.
mine enemies.
That's why you stick with your group, because healers from your group can't reach you when you're that far away. Okay, so he's gonna hit close to him. That's why we back up. If I had to guess, he's probably gonna hit far away from him now. Is that the next thing he's gonna do? Ooh, Shadow Blade. Okay, well that's gonna just drop something over there. We don't really have to worry about that, thankfully. That is what we call a non-issue. A Crush Helm, that's going to make our tank hurt quite a bit, because that does give a Fizz Vuln debuff, which, fun fact, can actually be Asuna'd, which, you know, I don't think a lot of players really realize that that's an Asuna-able debuff, but it is. And thankfully, we don't need our tank that much, right?
It's white as cold as steel.
Okay, what else do you got, Thunder God? What else do you got? Duskblade, we need to split up 3 and 3 in this one.
There is time enough for regret in the
Which it looks like we did, so it's fine. Okay, our poor summoner friend over there, whatever party they're in, is definitely suffering a bit more because of it, but, well, that's their group, not ours, so... Oh, okay. This is gonna suck. I'm just gonna run that through everyone, that's fine. They can deal with it. Yeah, they didn't even get hit. They're good for it. Okay, I think I'm gonna hold my burst, because, yeah. I was like, I bet you the phase transition is coming up here soon. And it was. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. Hit him for that big damage. And a little more big damage. Oh, so much big damage. Oh yeah, we're definitely winning this little race. It's not really a race, but like, every time the alliance is split up on like who they can hit, I always love to be in the group that does theirs first, you know? Okay, you're gonna kill our group if you do that. Yeah, thank you. Suddenly that summoner killed us. Oops. That's luck of the draw, I guess. I think they're a new player, though. I'm not gonna, like, you know, accuse them of anything, but they probably just don't realize they're in the wrong group. And you definitely should not stack your little stack markers like that, for the most part, in this game. But despite losing 4 people to that, we still beat our ad first, so I'm gonna chop that up to a Group C win. Group C just keeps on winning. We are the best group. All the other groups look at us in envy. Yeah, let's just do a little shield samba. If I could do improvisation, I would, but unfortunately I am 6 levels too low for that. Okay. Now, I think we're gonna get to the part where we have to swap the tank tether around. Well, not on the tank, I guess I should say. EG Holy Sword first. Okay, we're on the right platform, so that's fine. Okay, get in, everyone. He's gonna do a little sweepy sweep. Dun. Whatcha? Big damage.
Were you expecting more?
Oh, crush weapon. Okay, that's me again, I guess. That's fine.
Quite impenetrable.
That's fine. They're good for it. Oh, back away, everyone. See, that's the thing. Thunder God, like, his mechanics are cool, but, like, after you've seen them, you know, it's really just an expansion on what you've seen. Okay, are we in the good spot? No, we are not in the good spot. Okay, I'm just gonna take a little tour around the arena, I guess. Not where I really, you know, need to be, but why not? I can afford to do it. Yeah, and I'm back right in time for Cleansing Strike. It's great. I love it when things work out like that. You know, just a nice little lap around the arena for funsies. Okay, yeah, there's our tether. The DPS are going to take turns on that. There we go. As long as you trade that tether off, you're not going to die to it. That's like the one mechanic you actually have to kind of coordinate with the team, but thankfully at this point most players kind of know about that, so it's not so bad. Oh, okay. 2 of them now. That's fine as long as they drop them in their right spot, which they look like they are. Okay, that's a little interesting over there, but we'll deal with that. Well, I mean, that's not going to matter to us, I guess. Okay, our tank is going to get a little hurt here, but that's fine. I think we're going to beat him before the Frost Wolves even show up. Yeah, wow. Wow. We're still bleeding, though. Ow. This group has good DPS. Wow. I love it. This is some great DPS. Man, I wish I got groups this good, like, in all of my duty roulettes, honestly. It's like I said, the Frost Wolves didn't even spawn, which, you know, that's usually about when we beat him, but no, we're doing good time today. Okay, well, all that leaves is Ultima, which we can stand pretty close to Ultima before actually aggroing her, I'm pretty sure. So it's fine. Get us in range a little bit. I don't know if we have any new players. Yeah, we do. Our summoner, I think. Yeah, I mean, this fight can be a little hectic at some points, but honestly, compared to some of the other stuff we've had to do, nah. Ain't nothing. Is that Luffy? That is Luffy. Huh. Well, there you go. We have a Luffy cosplayer as our healer. Okay, well, for this fight, I find it's a lot easier just to stay close to her. So I'm going to be right up in her hitbox. To the point where you can't see anything. No, I'm going to back up a little bit. Those are going to be solid walls. We actually can't pass through those. And I'm glad I wasn't in the middle like everyone else, because that got a little tight looking from what, well, looks. Okay, well, let's get some big dances going. So green, yellow, blue, red. Okay, so yeah, these things are going to shift over, so don't get too comfortable with their placement. Oh, okay. I think that's the next one. Well, kind of left a pretty generous safe spot at the very least. Demi Aquarius. Oh, right, now she's going to summon the other bosses from the Evilise raids. It's not too hard as long as you remember what these guys kind of do. Like, you know, Famfrit here with his water jars. Okay, I would like to actually get this dance proc to hit you, though, so we'll do that. Oh, yeah, I can take the hit with this guy, it's fine. If I'm only with one person, it ain't a huge deal to get hit by that. Oh, some people are dead. Well, I can't really do anything about that, so, they're just gonna have to stay on the floor for now. Okay, find a slow-moving clock, then move on to a fast one. It really is that simple. I don't even really think it matters how much damage we do to her in this first phase. I really don't think it matters at all, but gotta just keep attacking. Alright, well, if you played Slices right at the Gold Saucer, it's literally this, ×2. I do not want to be overlapped by multiple people on AoEs, however, and thankfully I wasn't. Alright, I think she's gonna go untargetable soon, so I'm not really gonna bother with any big dance combos. Yeah. At this point, all it is mechanics. Just dodge things and you'll be fine. Find a slow one. Move on to one of those empty ones. Try to stay away from that gong little bell thing. It's gonna come down as a proximity damage. And now we just gotta dodge some little jars. And he is cleaving the north half of the arena, so I am definitely safe right here. Okay, well that was pretty nice. And now we just wait. Okay, let the fingers rest a little, I guess. Okay. B is cooked. Oh yeah, B is not in a good position, are they? Well, A is not doing so well either. Oh golly. You know what? Alliance C, we're the champs. Hard carry of the raid this tier, Alliance C. Give it up for Alliance C, us Giga Chads here over in the C team. No, I'm not belittling the other teams. I just think our team's doing great, and I love to see it. I really do. Okay, well, all those corpses out there, they'll be fine. They'll be fine. I'm not worried about them. Oh, well, yeah. I'm sure those bodies will spawn in when we need them again. Alright, let's just hold on to this dance till we can actually target something. Our healers should be healing. Because, you know, we kind of do have some damage coming out. I'll do a little heal myself. How about that? There we go. Heck, I'll even drop a shield Samba, just to really help him out. Why not? See, as a dancer, I can be a team player. Yeah, it's a very devastating looking attack, but yeah, we're fine. Thanks, Ramza. Okay, now for phase 2. I don't think this should take too long. Alright, let's just get some dancing going. Da-da-da-da-da and da. Do a little bit of that, and then another one for good measure. I genuinely do not know Dancer's rotation, by the way, so like, if I'm doing it completely wrong, I apologize. I just genuinely do not play the class enough to really know. I just wanted a break from Machinist. Well, we already got her down to 80%, so I think we're probably gonna be fine. Just gotta make sure to actually catch the little sword angels that show up. Grand Cross, that's fine. I'm not gonna stay in that row, obviously, but... Okay, yeah, up here should be fine. Yeah, this is the safe one. There we go. Easy as pie. Which is a saying that I disagree with, because, man, if you made pie, you know some of those are not easy. Like, oof. Some of those are kind of rough, actually. Oh, yeah, somebody has to catch those. I guess that will be me. I think they all got caught. Okay. Yeah, if those land on the ground, it's not great. I think it's like damage down to everyone and some damage. It's kind of bad. Like, if two of those get missed at the same time, that is actually kind of a pain. And that is an ad that an off tank should definitely be... Okay, good. Our tank picked it up. Yeah, that thing can kind of shred through DPS, so if a tank does not pick it up, a bit of a problem. But thankfully, our tanks are kind of on point today, so no complaints from me. Okay, let's get the dancing going. Let's see, a little bit of blue and some yellow. Okay, if we actually can take her out before the maze, I will be beyond shocked. Like, please let this happen, guys. We actually took her out before the maze. What the heck? Did they nerf these fights? Did they nerf these fights? Or is our group just actually that good? Like, wow, that's probably the fastest I've ever gone through Orban. Like, that was so smooth. What the heck? I have never seen that. I'll need roll that. I have never seen that before. What the heck? There's a poster you can get from here. I have never seen that before. I hope I get it. I rolled a 97 on it, so... Pretty good odds, especially since most of the raid left before that even showed up on the pool. It's untradeable, so you can't even put that on the market. I have never seen that before. What the heck? Huh. Well, go figure. Maybe they added that at some point. I genuinely do not remember ever seeing that drop. So if that got added in later at some point, then that's how you know it's been a long time since I've ran Orban. Ah, Legends of Ivalice. I have genuinely never got that before. Wow. Alright, well that's everything that we can get here, so... Hey, 2 commends, heck yeah. Alright, well... It is almost 10 o'clock, which, again, way later than I was expecting to keep going, to be honest. I thought I would have stopped hours ago, but glad I didn't, because I got to run Orban, and it is always fun to run Orban. And I have some mnemonics tome. The mathematics tomes are those. I do have a few of those too, but the mnemonics tomes, that's what I really need. I don't know who. I'm probably not going to buy Fizz ranged gear with that. I'm probably going to get either tank gear or maybe caster gear. We'll see. I don't know. I haven't thought about it yet, but point being, I do still need a lot more of those. I do actually have enough of the hollow blades for a weapon, but honestly I'm probably gonna wait to do that till it goes down from 7 to 4 because I can just grind those up so quick at that point. Okay, well there's a lot of people here, so I'm going to zoom the heck in and go to a spot that doesn't have as many people for the sake of frame rate, since I don't know how that's going to translate on stream. Ah, there's actually people up here. Wow. Okay, well, regardless, this is me. Hello, yes. The man, the myth, and the legend himself. We're probably gonna call it there for tonight. I mean, again, what do we have right now? 14 viewers I can see, because I just brought this up on my phone while we were doing that. That is still like more than twice as much as we usually get, which I am very confused as to how that happened. I really hope nobody's just view botting me. That would be annoying, but I mean, if you're real people, I appreciate you staying by for, 4 hours of what is essentially the dailies of an MMO that if you found it interesting, I appreciate that. But either way, yeah, that's going to be all for today here. So next week, I don't know quite what I'm doing next week because I don't think this stuff is all going to be set up by then. I just don't think it is. So all that's going to be held off a bit longer here, hopefully in a few weeks at least, but no promises, of course. Yeah, still not really sure what to do next week. If you're watching on Twitch, cool. I haven't looked over there really the whole time, so I don't know if anyone is actually watching over there. I kind of neglect that one sometimes, but if you are watching over there, yeah, drop a follow if you want. I do this just games in general, at least once a week I try to. And if you're on YouTube, you could subscribe if you wanted to. Don't feel obligated, but if you do, I upload videos. If you want to watch them, great. If you don't, you know, it is what it is. But like I said, streams about once a week, you know. Likes, you can like them. I guess you can like streams for what that does. You can even comment on them after they become like a video, which it's weird you can't do that while it's live, but you can do it after it becomes a video. It's weird. I don't know. I don't get YouTube sometimes, but regardless, is late. I gotta start, you know, prepping to wind down for the night. So I appreciate everyone who decided to stick around, and I really hope you were all real people and not just view bots. Which, you know, could happen. I hope it. I can't imagine why that would, though. That would never happen. Not to me anyway. Well, not. That sounded very arrogant. That's not what I meant by that, but whatever. I'm sure you know what I meant. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna call it there. So yeah, we'll be back next week with who knows what, and I don't know who. With where? I don't know. Until then, I've been as an alias. You can call me Eisen or Issa or really whatever you want. Heck, you could call me to dinner if you want. I like free food, but yeah. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Toodaloo.